girl! My name is Courtney. This is going to be a pick a card today on the energy you carry that people remember. So what you do for others or how you show up or the things you do, you may not even be conscious of, that are so powerful they stick with people and they uplift people, okay? I use all pink decks here because this is a self-love related reading, and that is all of what I do, okay? That's what all of mine are about. I love you so, so, so very much. My name is Courtney. I'm glad you're here. This is a space for self-love, girly pop energy, and a place for you to come to feel good. And remember, you are that, but I love you so, so, so very much. And this whole video is going to be bookmarked with every single part of it, for you to choose your piles and everything. But something I always love to do in the beginning before I start is give a little pep talk, okay? So I can uplift you, uplift all of you, and make you feel good. And I usually try to make it something that is for the collective, a large group of people, my collective, anybody that's going to find this video. And today I am wanting to talk about, with these cards, a tendency we have as people sometimes to stop ourselves before we start things. Even if it's something that's meant for us, even if it's something that we'll be good at as soon as we try, even if we're not aware of it. But sometimes, and it can be baking, it can be starting sourdough starters, it can be coloring. But we are living in a time where we feel like we need 5 different things and we need to spend money to get into a hobby. And we couldn't possibly be good at it because we compare ourselves to people who have been doing something for years. There is something in your life, something you have a draw to that you are ignoring, that is absolutely meant to be part of your experience with Earth School here. But you are pausing yourself, and I feel like all you're going to need to do to make this easier is just this little push you're getting from me. This gentle little push, okay? But I want to tell you, you don't have to be great at anything the first time you try it. You don't have to be confident you're going to do great in anything the first time you try it. You just have to try it if it's something you're excited about and you think you might like, okay? A download I received was something you're so drawn to and something you'll be so great to, and as well as star bathing. I think you are going to anticipate you're not going to be great at this thing and you are going to surprise yourself, okay? Because I do think you are very, very informed on this thing. I think you've studied up on it. Your first attempt is not going to be bad like you think it is. It's going to be good. And I do want to tell you one more beautiful thing. Confidence sometimes is built if it doesn't come naturally to us. So you trying anything and saying, well, I was brave enough to try it and I did it and it didn't come out so bad, is how we cultivate and grow confidence in ourselves when we work at something and we prove to ourselves we are capable of something. And you deserve confidence, and you deserve to move through the world knowing you can try anything you want. And I love you so, so very much. I hope that resonated and it's something you need to hear right now, or just something you stick in your pocket for later in life when you need it. But I love you so, so, so very much. I think you are capable, and I love you. But I am going to show you your reading overview as well, okay? Just so you can figure out if this is something you want to be here for, but I do hope you can carve out some time for yourself. My whole message and the thing I hope you do most is carve out some time for yourself while you spend it with me. But let's get into your reading overview. Of course, I have the little Barbie journal here, okay? And I've drawn some fun moons and hearts and stars. So the energy you carry that people remember is going to be our prompt and what this reading's about. Your first card is going to be your energy check, so you'll be able to find your pile and what's going to resonate with you the most. are try not to make it fit. If it fits, it fits. If it doesn't, maybe it's another pile, or maybe there's not a message here for you today. But I think you'll know if you can relate to something. It should feel easy and true. Okay? Your second card is going to be a compliment or help you've given someone in your life, whether it be 2 weeks ago, yesterday, or 7 years ago. So a compliment or help you may have given someone you may not even remember that sticks with them now. Your third card is going to be your most active chakra or energy. That's pretty much your essence. So kind of like a signature that you sign when you're doing intake forms at a doctor, whatever. But an energy that's pretty consistent in you and will be your whole life. That touches people is something they notice. Your fourth card is going to be good karma you're drawing in. To me, karma is not something to fear. It's really just cause and effect. Your fifth card is going to be a practical way to harness and positively impact others with one of your passions and or your identity. So the impact and the positivity and the love you people and the joy you leave in people's hearts just from doing your thing. And then lastly, we'll do your oracles and charms with hugs and kisses from me. I love you so very much. I'm going to show you your piles. Hi, so my piles are beautiful just like you, okay? But I want you to pick whatever one you're drawn to. I will show them to you. So, like I said, we do all pink decks here. Your first pile is going to be my beautiful Spanish La Luz Tarot with this beautiful Gorgina, like you, unicorn stone heart. Our second pile is going to be my very cute My Melody tarot deck. So if you're a Sanrio girly, very strongly so, this might be for you, with just this little tumbled, really pretty and veiny rose quartz. And then this last one is going to be my pink and gold foil Rider-Waite deck with this beautiful rose aura quartz heart. I want you to pick whatever one feels like a yes and not overthink things. Bookmarks are clickable and are throughout the video, so just go to your pile. I will see you there. Choose whatever feels like a yes. I love you so very much. Let's get into things. Hello, beautiful, gorgeous pile number one. I love you so very much. This reading is the right one you've come to if you have chosen this pretty unicorn stone and my little Spanish tarot deck. I am so happy you're here, and thank you for taking this time out for yourself. I'm going to put your crystal right there. And today this reading is going to be, of course, on the energy you carry that people remember. Okay? I want you to get comfortable, get cozy, and calm your nervous system and know that this is going to be a space to uplift you and make you feel good. Okay? Because you deserve that, queen. You deserve a little break. But the first card that we shuffle out for sure is going to be an overall energy check. And this should just sound like where you're at in your life, or an energy you're moving through in your life. And that's how you'll know this is for you. Okay? I'm here sitting with my kitty behind the camera, but I am going to get into shuffling your cards and getting your overall energy. She is sniffing it and helping us out. I'll take this one because it came out very easy. Ooh, Page of Cups. So I definitely think you are in a space, maybe finding you may really, really resonate with the pep talk I just gave in the beginning of the video, which is also bookmarked if you would like to go and look at that after. But the Page of Cups to me says maybe somebody is having a new experience for the first time. Where I think maybe like this feels like a job for some people where maybe you have achieved a milestone and gotten into a groove, or like are finally like part of like the workforce for this thing. And I think it's something you never thought you would really, really like. Maybe you changed your major in college when you were doing this. What else? This feels like a new relationship for some people. But I know that like initially we always have anxiety when we're starting something new. And I definitely think you've like hit the sweet spot and you come into a place with whatever this like new like fulfilling experience for you is, where you finally feel like you belong there and like you have the juice and you know what you're doing. With these arrows on the ground, I think it took you some time to get comfortable in whatever this is, you know, for you to feel steady and stable in whatever this is, even if I didn't pick up on your specific situation and this is a feeling you have. But with these clouds parting here and everything, the Page of Cups is very whimsical. He's very dreamy. And it's usually about, it can talk about age and it can talk about like a younger person, or maybe like working with kids or something. Or like working as a healer. Ooh, somebody might be in energy work, but like from like a grounded stand place. So like being a masseuse or like doing facials, but you're starting to feel like you've really found your way in your place regardless. Yes, and you're sharing it with people, and I think because you've relaxed a little bit, you are relaxing with the people you work around or the people you serve. As far as like, you're in a better mood because you don't feel... Yeah, you're in a better mood because you don't feel underqualified and you don't feel like you're grasping for straws, and like you've worked through any imposter syndrome you had and you're finally like enjoying yourself like you deserve to. This is going to be a very emotionally fulfilling experience for you going forward. But like if you're still like, oh, but like I'm still kind of new and like I'm still like learning from my mentors and like these people are still talking down to me a little bit because I'm new, I feel like for you starting fresh in whatever this is and like finally finding your place is equal parts frustrating and equal parts really, really cool, because it's a sense of achievement and you're like, wow, like I've come to a groove, like I feel like I belong here. But it's also frustrating because you're like, I want to be better at this thing now. It's annoying to like still feel like I have like so much to learn. But I also feel like there are also so many pros around like that, like you are starting this fresh and doing it for the first time and all this stuff. And like I think you're having a lot of fun like meeting like coworkers or like connecting with like whoever you work with like to serve and all that stuff. I want you, because I feel like this is an easy fix, because I do feel like you are somebody who has the capacity for like rose-colored glasses. And I really, really want you, because that stuff is going to irk you and it's going to be annoying, I still feel, but it's going to go away because one day you're going to be accustomed to the space, not new to it anymore, and everybody you're around is going to know who you are. But right now is still a really, 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 really magical time if you want it to be, because you are a beginner in this space. You are just starting. There's mystery. There's parts of being there you haven't tried out yet. You are learning, I think, more efficiently, like how to connect with others, and it's really fun for you, whether it be clients or like kids if you work with them. I think some of you are like really connecting with a boss or like a higher up. But I think you're enjoying yourself. And work on like connecting with like the people who really get you. I do think like if you ever feel like patronized, there are certain people who actually like really do like you, and just like they want to make sure, like if it's like a high pressure environment, they want to make sure like you are taking care of yourself, and like the transition is moving for you as slowly as it can, and not from a patronizing place, but from like I know how it feels like to be that beginner and start, and like I know this place is high pressure. There are people who mean well that like just like don't know how they come across, but I think for the most part, actually, you are very well liked by anybody in this space. This is a beautiful energy. It reminds me of spring, and I know that spring is coming, which is really cool. Some of you might be having your Saturn return, because I know Aries just moved into Saturn, all this stuff. But this is a blessing that's coming with that. For some of you, with the Saturn return thing resonates. I do adore you so very much. If this resonates for you, makes sense for you, this is probably the reading for you. And like it might be totally unrelated like to what I read upon, but like if this sounds like a place you're at in your life, this reading is probably for you. I want you to cozy up, get comfortable, take a rest, and hang out with me. Okay? Let yourself slow down. Let yourself slow down and have some time and carve out some time for you. But whenever you're ready, the second card is going to be a compliment or help you've given someone you may not even remember, that sticks with them to this day. So like you could be 27 and this could have been something in high school, and you may not even remember who you did this for, but this is something kind you did that was earth-shaking for whoever you did it for. Because everybody is capable of kindness, even if you do not consider yourself that way. And we all have the capacity for kindness, but I definitely think if you gravitate towards me and you're part of my collective, I think it's in your nature to be kind. Okay. Ooh, we have a 7 of Pentacles here. So I definitely think this is so convenient and cool, because I definitely think this is an energy of not mentoring someone, but with the 3 of Cups here, you have been in some sort of community space where you were working on getting better at a certain craft, okay? And like by craft, I mean like this could have been like a cooking class, this that like you did like one time. This could have been like a guided painting class, like the sip and paint classes. This could have been gym class when you were in school growing up. This could have been a Zumba class. This could have been anything, but somebody felt out of form. Somebody really hard on themselves. And like maybe you were pretty similar in talent. Okay, maybe this was like this person's first day somewhere, or maybe it is somebody who was neurospicy. That you helped, that's particularly hard on themselves, because I feel like this is something you maybe needed to be coordinated or have a really fast, quick thinking brain for. And this person really, really struggled with that. And maybe you do to some degree too. But I feel like maybe you had just a drop more experience underneath your belt. And you made a world of difference for somebody, because even if you, and I feel like this was authentic. This was not a, oh, this person knows less than me. Oh, I keep on seeing them screw up, I'm going to help. It was pure empathy you acted from. And I think maybe this person, if it was not their very, very first time there, was considering leaving just because they felt like they were always falling behind. With this rose on the Seven of Pentacles here, they always felt like they were falling behind. And maybe it was only their second time there, but they were like, oh, I'm not good enough for this no matter how hard I try, all this stuff. And I think you gave this person laughter, okay? Because this could be somebody really, really hard on themselves. And I think you made this person laugh because you reminded them with a joke or just in a wholesome way that like what they're doing is for their enjoyment, or what they're doing is like not the Olympics. It's not a competitive thing. It's about how it made them feel. And I think you giving a compliment and doing a little act of kindness inspired this person. And they never stopped going to this thing. They've never given up on this hobby and probably still do it. Because you were kind to them once and it made all the difference. You made sure they took themselves less seriously and made more room for them to have patience for themselves and just focus on the joy they get from doing something. And somewhere in the world, somebody you talk to is still continuing to do the same thing they almost gave up on because you had kind words for them, or you made a joke and you took pressure off of them that they were putting on themselves. You did something kind for somebody and put them on a path to find more confidence, because you were observant and took care of somebody for a second. You were kind and you have put them on a path of confidence I think they're still on. And like, it could have been something so small for you, you have no idea what I'm talking about and you don't remember. But if you resonated with this energy, this is something you have done for somebody before. And it gave them a little bit, it gave them a sense of community, and it gave them a sense of accomplishment just because they learned, I can get better at this every single time I do it, and I can do it on my own pace. And you were kind and fair and good, and you made a positive change in somebody's life. So I just want you to remember and come back to this if you are ever too hard on yourself. And if you can remember what this is, offer yourself the same kindness anytime you are starting something new. Okay? Because I love you so very much. And if you have the kindness to offer to other people, even if it's more difficult, you can offer the same to yourself, because it all comes from the same heart. It comes from your heart, you know? And especially with this Page of Cups, I think because of like things you've decided to include in your life, I do think you have a very big heart. You are so beautiful, pile number one. So beautiful and special and have an impact you don't even know you have. We are going to get into your third card, which is going to be your most active chakra or energy. That's pretty much like your signature. Okay? And for that, I have this really special and beautiful, and we are only changing it up for this card, But I have this really, really special and beautiful chakra deck. So for every tarot card is assigned one of these chakras. So I'm going to take it literally by color, but also interpret it for you. They're beautiful. They just have these like rainbow blooms, flowers on the back. But for you, your most active energy center, and your energetic signature that kind of like doesn't really change throughout your life. This is something innate. I'll take this one. Okay, so your third eye, with the Lovers here. And on the bottom, we have the Princess of Swords. And the Lovers actually also corresponds with Gemini. So you may have Gemini somewhere in your chart. You don't have to, but there's definitely air energy here. Okay. And on the top, we have the Three of Coins. So I think a gift you possess naturally and something you touch people with is maybe creating community for other people, okay? So I definitely think, especially with the Page of Cups, with how loudly you love and how loudly you communicate what it is you care about. You may also be somebody right now that is protesting and helping or raising awareness about what's going on in the world. But with the Lovers here, you have a true heart and a true intuition for finding a way to include everybody. I feel like something here, and it comes from your intuition. It comes from you when you have a draw to a person, or when you see somebody sitting out on their own, or when you want to connect with somebody that is sitting by themselves. I think you have this innate ability to connect with anybody. You have this extroverted nature to you, but it's authentic. Okay? You were not a mean girl in high school. You were not any of that. You are somebody who has natural riz. Okay, natural riz, but it's authentic. And you are smart, you are educated, you have different interests, and you know all about them. You are informed on a lot of different topics in your life, whether you vibe with them or not. You have this innate ability to connect with people no matter where they're at and no matter what's going on. And I also think you are very, very in tune with other people's needs. And like any conversation you have with people, I feel like you never strike up a conversation just to have a conversation. Even small talk with you challenges people, gets them thinking. You were put here to drive community together, especially with what I picked up on that act of kindness you made for somebody else. With the Princess of Swords here, I also want to look at this because to me it also seems you have a big heart. You carry a lot of heart-spaced energy. I think you have this great curiosity about the world, about what makes people tick, and also like you just like, even like if it's not intentional and it's muscle memory for you, and it is like the factory settings like of who you are, I think you like subconsciously or consciously try to learn something from every person you meet. Try to learn something from every conversation you have. And those are your favorite people to meet, and that is how you connect. And some people might say, oh, like conversation, like that's how you connect with people. Why won't you overshare with me about this? Why won't you tell me this? You don't need to overshare to connect, and some people need that. But I feel like for you, your love language probably is something like acts of service or quality time, because you care about getting to know somebody and showing up for them in the best way you can and supporting people directly you care about. And like even on like a world scale issue, I think if you are somebody from my generation really, really fighting hard to make the world a better place, you are, but some of you go as far as organizing GoFundMes. You find people who are really, really experiencing these things and help. You are somebody here for community, and something you are already leaving behind a legacy for is connecting with other people, because I think this makes you likable. Okay? Because when you are having a conversation with somebody, you actually listen because you want to learn and you want to hear about different perspectives. And that is so kind and forward thinking of you. This is definitely like air energy to me. You are not for everybody, because some people want security and to slow down. I feel like for you, you were like, well, like, not me, could never be me, not me, but have fun, because you are like, how can I show up for people going through this? How can I show up for this new friend I made, that I connect with on this that maybe needs to get out more? What can I do here to like lift up this person? What can I do here to rectify this situation? And I do want to remind you that sometimes all we can do is support others. But I do want to tell you, whoever is in your life, and reciprocates this energy, also like has a love language of like just like talking with you and like trading perspectives, is somebody meant to be there. And you don't need to bend over backwards for somebody to understand you, because you are already doing something sacred. And I think you already love people from a place of authenticity, and like it will be healing, and it is right for the right people. But this is something that makes you special. This is your thing. Your ability to connect with anybody and to collect knowledge and to learn over time. And I also think to make people laugh, if you connect with people in the way you do, with as many people as you do. Okay? I love you so very much, but I definitely think your intuition is stronger than you believe. And I definitely think you have this ability, lastly, like to make people feel important. And you are somebody who is respected and loved. But for your fourth card, we are going to go over good karma you're drawing in. And I don't believe in assigning like fear to karma, because karma really is just like cause and effect. Think of your parents growing up, or like your caregivers growing up. If you broke a rule as a child, you were punished, cause and effect. So like this is cause and effect, and it's not punishment, it's just energy you earned being relayed back to you. Okay? But this card is going to be some good karma you're drawing in, and maybe not even specifically about what you did to earn it, maybe not even specifically what you did to bring it into your life, but good karma that is coming into your life. Like how it'll show up. We have the Nine of Swords. Some of you are looking for an outlet for your stress. Some of you are looking for a new therapist. Some of you are looking for a lifestyle change. And maybe you just have struggled to find anybody you relate to on a practical level, or a solution for something in your life that feels authentic, achievable. Because I still think, because we live under capitalism, things are changing and they're getting better. But we still live under capitalism. And something capitalism does is make us feel sometimes we are incapable of change, because we still have this idea of willpower, pull yourself up by the bootstraps. But let me tell you, that's not true. And how I'm going to deliver this idea is with a story. Okay? So growing up, I painted and did all these like indoor cat activities and hobbies. And my sister, because she was born with a healthier body, she didn't have low muscle tone like I did. She wasn't underweight like I was, none of those things. She was very even, very healthy, had muscles, so like she could pick up hobbies like soccer and like horseback riding, because she had that strength in her legs. I could not do any of that. So like as a teenager and as a kid, I was like, oh, like sports suck, like I'm not capable. I had a bike with safety wheels when I was younger, and I could not ride it uphill, and it still scares me to ride a bike because my legs, I have low muscle tone in there. I was born with it, and I was born a little bit light for a baby. And I remember not being able to push the pedals with my little legs on a bike, so I never learned how to ride a full-size bike because naturally I was frustrated. And I remember doing a horseback riding camp with her for 2 weeks. And they would always tell me, we want to teach you to jump. Like you need to tell your horse to stop, all this stuff. And I was squeezing as strongly as I could with my little legs to try and get this horse to stop. It's how you let them know to pause. And I could not do that. And I swore off anything athletic until I was like 21 and I had moved and I needed a physical outlet because I was going through a really intense bout of mental illness. And I had this very, 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 very strong draw to kickboxing because for the most part, you don't need to have muscle. It's not about how hard you hit the bag. Most times it's about your form. And I know that sometimes how this relates to you is, I know that sometimes we want to make a change in our life and we struggle to find a way, or we struggle to find a person that fits our experience and can meet us where we're at. Because there is still this pick life up by the bootstraps thing where people are like, oh, like you just need to like will yourself to go to the gym and like get on the Stairmaster and everything. But nothing in life is an everything fits all, except for like a very, very loose sweatshirt sometimes. Nothing in life is a everything fits all. Nothing. So like if you, with the 9 of Swords here, good karma you are bringing in is either coming across information, something somebody says, or finally meeting a person or finding a meal plan that resonates with you, something that makes sense for you. So whatever you're lacking in your life, you want a solution to, that you've been looking for and racking your brain for, you are finally going to find a solution to, something that fits for you. And guess why it's going to fit so well for you? Because you didn't compromise. Okay, and sometimes it takes us longer to find that thing, but when we do, and when it's something that meets us where we're at, it's something we resonate with, it's something we find fun, is when it's something you can stick with. Because now I've been kickboxing since I was 21, and I am turning 27 in July because I found it and I enjoy it. Okay. So whether this be around like taking better care of your body or finding a therapist or like switching colleges because you had a bad experience socially, whatever this is, things are going to be turning out for you and you're not going to have a lack of that thing anymore. So like this actually feels pretty big. If this is something important to you, you've really, really wanted solutions on and to work at and find a system within that works for you, whether it be a therapist, whatever, but it's coming, okay? Because I feel like you either need to manage stress or like you are experiencing lower energy levels if this is like a health thing, whatever this is. Or like if you were just like at your wit's end, this is coming. Okay, and I feel like you don't need to be saved. You just need the idea. And I feel like take this up, okay? Take this up. Because I know like sometimes we feel defeated when we've had a lack of something for so long and we can't seem to find it. But promise me when this opportunity comes in, you'll take it up because this is going to stick, okay? Something you won't think is going to work and pan out in your favor. So I just want you to try and take it when it comes in, okay? Because you deserve a good outcome. And that good outcome is coming. I feel it. It's right here in front of me. Okay? I love you so, so, so very much. But as for your fifth card, we are going to look at a practical way to harness and positively impact others with one of your passions and identity. Wait, because I'm getting something else. I don't know if it's going to be a commission for like an online program or like if somebody, like if like a counselor, for example, you find you want to talk to is new and just started their own practice, or if a line of clothing you like that makes you feel really good is going to be new. But there's something here, whatever your situation is, as long as it's resonating, is you are going to find a solution for you, but you are also going to give opportunity and fulfillment to something or somebody else, because you are giving them credibility and kindness and space and a voice and success somehow with you going to them. So like even like if they don't share it with you out in the open, you are going to give somebody else an opportunity by taking this up, okay? Which is really, really beautiful. Look at you always uplifting other people. Look at you always adding joy to other people's faces. You are so, so beautiful, Pile 1. You're amazing. I love you, okay? But your fifth card, a practical way to harness and positively impact others with one of your passions and your identity. Okay, which I feel like you already do, but I know I love hearing about myself and feeling really good and like being hyped up, so I'm going to do that for you, okay? I love you because it's part of the thread. I love you. You like remind me of like spring, but like as a person. I'm really, really excited about spring. I am posting this towards the end of February of 2026. This is timeless. That's why I mention it. Ooh, okay. So for your fifth card, we have a king. We have the King of Pentacles, okay? So I think you, like, because of how much you love talking to people, the social butterfly, sometimes diva that you are really, really creative, because you throughout your whole life have like a learning mindset. You're like, I really like doing this thing. I'm going to go out of my way to research more about it so I have like more skills under my belt. And you do it on your own. You just like have like, with the third eye here, this like innate curiosity and like learning mindset, which is really cool because it means you'll always have an open mind and everything. And I don't know, like, I think you give people ideas, or I think you remind people to be more empathetic, like, even if you don't realize you're doing it, because of your perspective, because of the way you verbalize things. Because Pentacles within the tarot, very, very grounded. Lots of lived experience. I think you are somebody in your life, girl, make sure make sure you are taking care of your energy and like prioritizing your own needs, because like I respect it, but this is definitely the energy of a diva who does things for the plot for fun. I love you so, so, so very much. But this is definitely the energy, because I think you have a lot of lived experience. So like people like come to you and like you give their 2 cents and you're like, well, I didn't think of it that way, but thank you. Or like, you a lot of times make people feel inspired. They talk to you and you have such a great energy, and I think see the positives in everything, even when other people imagine or think there are none. You're like, well, like you failed and like you got like the pink slip like at this job, but like you were telling me like 2 years ago like you wanted more experience because nobody was taking you seriously when you went in there. And like even if you were like unfairly treated here and it sucks and like it was the only income you had, look, like you have like a resume that like says like you worked somewhere for 2 years now, so like people know you're gonna be committed and all this stuff, and people are like, oh yeah. Like people that tend to be closed-minded, you open up the hearts of, and like you remind them just about like that, like effort is more important than results, and effort is more important than overnight success, and effort is more important than a disappointment, because when you're putting an effort to something, you always learn. And I think that is something you have learned yourself. Because with you, if you have a learning mindset, everything is a lesson and everything is an experience. And I think you've learned how to live life with a lighter heart, because you're like, this was terrible, but like there's a good thing here. There's a good thing here. I see somebody picking cherries out of a bush where some of the leaves are brown and have gone bad. But you find little snippets of information and what you can learn from a situation, no matter what, okay? And it inspires other people, and like I feel like you find this like really, really small, and it absolutely is not, especially in a world where like so many people feel disempowered. And like they can't always live their life authentically because they don't have the courage to, or they don't have the resources to. But I think you set your eyes on something and you don't stop until you get it. So with you, I feel like this learning mindset that you think is small and just part of you because you live with it and it's part of you all the time, have such a positive ripple and really, really changes hearts and minds and inspires people to like have like gall and persistence and be strong and have faith in themselves and have care for themselves and consideration for themselves, because you teach them to do it literally by existing and talking about your experiences sometimes, like literally by existing. I feel like you are somebody, maybe you have a very, very distinct voice. But I feel like sometimes, like, you could be talking to wait staff, you could be talking to anybody, but people listen when you talk. And I definitely think you have a very distinct voice. So people turn their head when they hear your voice, but also if they hear what you're talking about. I think you inspire people the same way, just because you catch their attention. With the Pentacles, I also think you are a very, very nurturing friend, and that is how this translates for your friends. Like this, like learning mindset and the optimism, they find you nurturing and kind, even if you do not consider yourself that way. That is how they see you. That is how they look at you. You are so, 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 so beautiful, and I promise you do deserve all these blessings that are coming in. Absolutely. You are a forward-thinking person. You belong in any space that is community-oriented. Any space that is community-oriented. You have a space there, okay? There's room for you. But I am going to go through your oracle cards and charms with you. I love you so, so, so very much. All of my oracle decks are pink too. All of them have pink in them. I love you. These are my very, very sweet fairy oracle cards, and these are going to be the first ones I pull from for you. I'm sorry, I'm like standing up and trying to shuffle because I have a stool. Is it very comfortable? No, absolutely not. Oh, trust yourself. You know the answer. Beautiful. Butterflies also just like, they symbolize like the element of air. You, like, some of you, like, really, 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 really have Earth placements and have, like, Gemini or Libra or Aquarius in there. Sorry, I'm feeling it. You absolutely don't need to. Oh, this is so annoying. They're on the bottom here, too, with everything works out in your favor. Some of you definitely have air in your chart. Some of you definitely have air in your chart, but as for how I'm processing this, I feel like because you have such like aligning, like a learning mindset, and because you are so cerebral, you probably have more anxiety than the average person. And with this Nine of Swords coming in, help is coming in. But I don't want you to, I know that sometimes, like, when we're, like, anxious girlies, sometimes you want to give in because, like, your mind is racing so much. You're like, this is overwhelming. I don't know how to slow it down. I don't know what to do. Diva, you have coping mechanisms. You have strength, and you have coping skills. And I know, and I really think you just need to hear, like, you can do it and they work and help is coming. Just because sometimes it wears us down if we are constantly riddled by it. Even if you have things in your toolbox to help you, sometimes it wears us down, and we're like, I deal with this on like a daily basis. I'm like freaking exhausted. But I want to tell you, you are capable and they help. And if you need somebody to just remind you that, like, you are worthy of giving that to yourself, you are worthy of, like, rest and, like, putting in time, like, to do whatever can help you in the moment. You are worthy of doing that. And I know it can feel frustrating when it's such a persistent thing for us. But lean into them, and please don't give up on yourself, especially because you are as kind as you come across in this reading, especially because you are as helpful as you come across in this reading. Please don't give up on yourself. Help is coming in with the Nine of Swords here. but you also help yourself. And you might be like, yeah, like somebody else can do it better than me though. You still have strength within yourself for when you need it. Protect your mind and protect your energy, okay? Even if it's from your own chemical imbalance up here. Okay, I love you so very much. Something that's going to be helpful and fun I'll also do with you after are like self-care cards. They're practical. They have like fun stuff like hydrate, dance around your room, all that stuff. But I am going to go through the other ones first. But like even those could be coping skills for you. So stick around because I'll help you out. They're very practical. They're not like witchy woo-woo. That's why I love them so much. Anybody can relate. But I'm also going to pull for you from my Starseed Oracle. Just because the backs are so pretty, they're gentle, they're girly, okay? They're gorgeous like you. Let's see. I will take this one. Forge, don't follow. Pave a new path. Be the leader you wish you had. I will say, I think you already do this. And I think you just need a reminder that, like, what you want is not too much to ask for. And just because you're not at the end destination yet, within whatever you're working on, does not mean you won't get there, and it does not mean you're not worthy of it. I feel like it's just a slow rise, because whatever you want, people expect some sort of experience and like long experience. But if you need a reminder or you need confirmation, that you are going to meet a long-term goal, this is a yes. It makes me think of the Emerald City. Actually, I really like that. And then as for the bottom deck energy here, we have Whale and Orca Elders. So they are powerhouses in the oceans. And I do know that like orcas are like some of like the biggest predators. Share your song, frequency of sound diving deep. You don't have to shrink yourself for whatever you're doing either. Maybe you feel as though like different perspectives or like different like experience levels like aren't appreciated and like there's no room for them in like whatever you're doing, but it's what's setting you apart. And I feel like there is just a process here somewhere in your life. Maybe with this, maybe it connects back to your current energy, just about like what you need to be to like rise up in these ranks, or what you need to be to acquire this thing you want. And it's going to be a process, because anybody you know who acts like they've always had it together, and like they know everything, still started out in the same place as you. They're just smug and have a little bit too much audacity. Your individuality is what's going to set you apart, because if people who are individual and different never went into new fields and never tried new things and never included themselves in spaces with people who do one thing, we would never have progress as a society in any area, because the only thing that propels groups of people forward, that propels societies forward, that propels communities forward is growth, change, and like people with different perspectives. So like if you need to hear that like things are going to bloom for you and you are going to be loved for exactly what it is you do, that's coming. Okay, it's coming. I also am going to pull you some love oracle cards. These absolutely, I don't even pull these to like pertain to love life. I just like them because they're pink on the front and the back. And I apply them to like whatever's showing up in your energy, whatever's for your reading. This is not a romantic reading. None of mine are. This is just I like the cards. So I usually pull like 2. Usually just builds on top of whatever I'm reading. And also, anybody who tells you like doing things like taking care of your mental health is less important than the hustle or less important than your output is not doing well. And they're probably bitter and stinky and weird. Because to overextend yourself and push and only worry about your output and never slow down to take care of yourself is not a way to live. Because then you are not sustaining yourself, you're not taking care of your mind, you are going to burn yourself out and not take care of yourself. Hustle culture is over-glorified labor and over-glorified labor and capitalism. You can achieve all it is you want, and you have to push yourself sometimes. You do. But to not have a routine for taking care of yourself, to not be getting enough sleep, means you are not taking care of your basic needs you need to sustain your body. So anybody that tells you not to do all of that is in a stage of burnout themselves, probably isn't very nice and approachable, and is not doing well like they pretend they are. Whatever secret sauce you are cooking up is exactly what's going to get you from point A to point B. But take care of yourself, pile one. Ooh, cheers! New beginnings, anniversary, milestone, date, celebration, meeting people, happiness. I never really see this one. So I do feel like you are in a beautiful season of life. And when you do get in your head, I really want you to remember all the blessings that are like in your life right now, because you really can turn the volume on that up and mute the quieter stuff when you need to, okay? Because I feel like the good things and like the new friendships and everything is just as loud as like your anxiety and whatever's going on sometimes. So just turn up the volume on that and mute the other things for a little bit, even if it is temporary sometimes. But you are in a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful time of your life. I told you, you have spring energy, like as a person. You are giving spring energy with like where you're at and all this. Come on, Diva, get up! Come on, Diva, get up, get dancing! I don't know if somebody likes to like boogie and like dance around their room or the house or like go out, whatever. Or somebody like does like karaoke nights with their friends. Go out and have fun, okay? Act a little stupid, because I feel like that's when you're the happiest too. But really, 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 really lean into your joy, because there's so much of it right now. And it can counteract all of this. And then we have glam it up. Okay, Diva, get out. That was so wolf of me. Ow! Okay, glam it up, bring your A game, hitting the town, make an effort, edgy venue, the finishing touches, and stylish. So look at that. Not only is this telling me like I'm right, like get out and like go be hot, it's also telling me to reaffirm like you are that girl. With this forge don't follow, everything you're doing, and like trust you know the answer, everything you're doing that you think like isn't gonna bring you success because you're like, I'm not professional enough, I'm not this, I'm not that, I'm not doing it like this boring old geezer I work with. Girl, who cares? It's what's gonna bring you success, being yourself. And like you may not see it now, that's because you're still learning to walk like in this space. Chill. You are new, okay? You are new. You are new. People don't even really know like what your hair color is yet for some of you. But like do your thing. yeah, some of you like need to recolor your hair or like reset. But like that's a sign to do that too with the Glam It Up. But like your authenticity is like what makes you shine. It's what helps you have fun, and it's what's gonna bring you success like in every single area of your life. Enough. Okay? You are hot and you know it. You know it. Come on, Diva, get up. Okay? I love you so very much. Jeez, get up, get out there. But one more thing, actually last two things I'm going to do for you are give you some charms, okay? So I love my best friend. She made this little dish for me for Christmas. I'm using it for my charms. And basically, what charm casting is in a little bowl, I have all of these silver charms. And all we're going to do here is I assign interpretations to them, like based off what they mean to me. So I'm going to fish around, like I'm pulling names for the Hunger Games, and I'm going to throw them in here, okay? And I'll like interpret it, gives us an extra little message, okay? So I'm going to do that for you. I didn't feel like I needed to take very many. Okay, so this is reminding you that your goals are going to take time, and all that matters is that you're putting persistent effort into them, okay? This is the energy of somebody building a sustainable life, okay? Because burning yourself out is not sustainable. You start to freaking hate whatever it is you do. You actually didn't get very many. You got the B, and you got what I consider my little self-love charm. Because, okay, right? We all have a relationship with ourselves. That's not my Moldavite turned over. We all have a relationship with ourselves. This reminds me of self-love because it's a heart, it's locked. It is your dreams, your goals, yourself, what you care about in the wings. So like a relationship with ourselves is something we cultivate and work on. So this symbolizes self-love to me. You can achieve your goals while holding space for yourself, accommodating yourself, and making sure your needs are met, okay? Because otherwise it's unsustainable and you're going to burn yourself out and someday not enjoy it anymore. Maybe you have to quit it, not enjoy it. That is the other alternative here. But something that is sustainable is you chasing all these goals, and think of it as a 5K, okay? Taking breaks for some water, taking breaks to like take some fruit off of a table, whatever it is. But you get to the end of that 5K anyway, right? Just because like, especially because you've maintained your energy, you've slowed down when you had to, you made sure you didn't run out of stamina and you got there. Okay? So because the B to me speaks of like hard work, ambition. They work very, 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 very hard. You were also a queen to me, so it makes sense. Miss Queen Bee. I love you, Miss Benevolent and Kind and Uplifting Queen Bee. But I love you so very much. Please don't ever deplete yourself for your goals. And please don't ever shrink yourself for your goals. Because what makes you you is your authenticity. Okay? I love you so very much. But this last part is going to be your homework. So, if you take nothing else from this reading, think of these as ideas for coping skills and taking out some time for you. It's got fun things like family, being still, affirmations, using your hands. But like very fun, slow-paced stuff for when this anxiety comes up. For ways to have fun for whatever it is you're needing right now. Okay? And they're very cute. I love you so very much. Okay, this one. Look at that. Positive affirmations. And like this can be fun because I remember I was going through like a rough time once, and something my therapist at the time told me to do was like get cute sticky notes that are like within your aesthetic. Because I remember my favorite color is pink, clearly, but this is also a self-love space. And I love anything heart-shaped and Barbie core. My little Barbie core pink psychic corner in the internet. So like if it's like yellow sticky notes because you like them, or like star-shaped ones, put them all over your apartment and think of it as like cute little decorations. But just when you walk around your house or living space, you'll see the phrases. So like read them in your head or say them out loud, but they're for you and they can be really, really fun and something you just like add to your space too. These are some ideas for them. Worthy, grateful, healthy, happy, brave, beautiful. I love myself, of course. I choose love. But gorgeous, gorgeous energy. Even if you say something nice to yourself right after I'm done with your reading. Okay. And then we have plan a vacation. And this could be a staycation. This could be going to see a best friend, a sibling, a family member who lives far away, whatever it is. But I definitely feel like this is somebody who like loves being hot and having fun with you. This is giving you an idea to go and visit someone. Or just like planning a trip for the summer. Say you're a teacher and you're watching this, planning a trip for the summer, like, because that's your time off from what I understand. Whatever it is, I think you'll know what it means for you. Or like going on a work trip you think might be fun, like if it's in like a cool destination and you are making friends with coworkers, or like a staycation in like a beach town that's close to you, because I know spring's coming up. I love you so, so, so very much. I hope that resonates. I am paying attention to like the third eye here and here. Maybe a vacation is very, very grounding for you, and that is something to invest in right now if you have the resources. A girls trip, a cruise where you all chip in for your tickets and share a room so you barely pay anything. All that stuff, but whatever it is for you, I'm happy you I'm happy you carved out some time here for yourself, and I hope you can do it for yourself again, whether it be traveling, these affirmations, whatever. I do love you so, so, so very much, though. This was my little Barbie core psychic space of the internet, my little corner of the internet. I do self-love related readings only, and I do them all the time. This was timeless. I love you so, so, so very much. Subscribe to me or leave a comment if you want to end up here again. My name is Courtney. I loved reading for you, and you are so, so beautiful and girly pop. And I will see you again sometime soon. Thank you. And this is a soft place to land. I adore you. Thank you. I love you. Bye. Hello, glamorous, beautiful, sweet pile 2. I love you so, 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 so very much. And you're in the right place if you picked out this little tumbled, really pretty, veiny rose quartz and the My Melody Tarot. But for now, I'm going to put that rose quartz right here. And this whole reading, first off, thank you so much for carving out time for yourself and slowing down. It's one of the biggest ways to be kind to yourself, which is what I'm all about here. I'm all about it. That's why all my decks are pink. This is a loving space where you can take out time for yourself and find a sweet, soft place to land. But again, this reading is going to be on the energy you carry that people remember. So what makes you you, your energy, and like what can't be replaced? You know, what sets you apart, and kind of like a signature when you sign your name on any sort of papers. Who you are, how you show up, and how beautiful it is for other people, okay? But our first card is always going to be an energy check. And don't get this confused with the reading. Whatever card I pull for you here and interpret should resonate with like something you are moving through in your life, an energy you're moving through in your life, just so you know that this is for you. And then with those other cards, we tap right into what this reading's about. But your very first card I'm going to shuffle is going to be about your current energy, whatever it is you're going through personally. But hi, Pile 2. I love you so, so, so very much. This tarot deck is actually kind of new, which is fun and cool for you. I will take this one if I bonked it against the camera. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, this is the 8 of Wands. And as for the bottom of the deck, we have the 8 of Pentacles and the 5 of Cups. So you are working through a period of stagnancy that you felt at once. Stagnancy in something you care about. And stagnancy essentially is like feeling a block and not really understanding why we're feeling it, right? But I feel like with this bird here that my melody is interacting with, you had some information come in to your existence. And this is all happening because of an adjustment. With the 7 of Wands and the 5 of Cups here. You knew you didn't deserve to be feeling this lull and this stagnancy. So I think you have found a breakthrough recently that allows you to be a little bit more selfish and propels you forward. Because maybe with this 8 of Pentacles on the bottom, this is, maybe this is career related. It doesn't have to be. But there wasn't growth happening, and you were putting in so much work, but there wasn't growth happening. And here with the 7 of Wands and the Sun, you finally are asking for more for yourself and not letting people take advantage of your kindness in the best possible way. Because I want to tell you, you can be kind and not accept disrespect. You can be good to others, speak up for your needs, and get yourself what you need. And that does not mean being disrespectful or mean. I feel like you don't do any of that. But you said, I am feeling unregulated because I am giving into something with the 8 of Pentacles. I am sharing parts of myself and I am not getting part of it back, and I deserve more. Whether this be finally asking for a bigger paycheck because they just kept on putting more and more labor on you, or leaving somebody who like you helped but seemed to be like a leech. They would tell you how much everything you were teaching them was helping them, and yet they never showed up for you, never showed up to be supportive of you. And I feel like this is on a grand scale. This is taking precedence in your life. You are pouring back into the friendships that pour into you and all of that. Because I really feel like you are in a time where you are extending more energy, but you are being pickier about who you give it to, where you spare it, and making sure that there's enough left for you. You know what I'm saying? You're making sure there's enough left for you. That should sound resonant of where you're at. But I think you are finally creating a system, whether it be in your career, socially with your friends, whatever, where you are prioritizing your needs more and making sure you gain for every bit of effort you get. Making sure you gain for every bit of effort you get, and making sure people reciprocate your efforts and the really, really cool stuff you bring to the table. Because I definitely think you are a radical in whatever this is you're working on. You do things in your own way and you do it authentically, and that deserves to be protected, and you deserve to reap the benefits of what you're doing. Sharing your energy, I feel like, is impactful and big and bright and creates change, and you are allowed to ask for more. You are in the right. You aren't being sleazy or manipulative or greedy or anything. You are asking for what you deserve, because I feel like somebody's making changes, but they need to hear that they deserve the positive things coming from it, and you do. And if it was upsetting you and creating stagnancy and like boredom in your life, that is stopping with the Eight of Wands, because the Eight of Wands is about quick change, stagnancy ending, because these wands are flying in. It's quick, okay? So like this is a fix. It's working. And for the recognition and the kindness you usually get, because maybe people are great to you, but they walk all over you, like I was talking on before. You're not taking that anymore. You are asking for what it is you want. Somebody telling you you're pretty isn't enough anymore. You want the whole bag, and their commitment and boundaries and respect. But if that is sounding anything like you, if you have just recently worked through a block and things are on the ups for you again, because you chose yourself and you decided to do something different, this reading is for you very, 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 very clearly. Okay? I love you so, so, so very much. Your second card with the reading overview here is going to be a compliment you've given at some point in your life to somebody you may not even remember, that sticks with them to this day. Okay? That like still has like a positive ripple in their life. Or just like gave them hope at like a weird time, and like you may not even remember the person this is or what it did, but like this is just part of your impact. Because this reading is on like the energy you carry that people remember. Something kind you did that like shook somebody's world for the better. Okay, so if this first part has resonated, slow down with me, chill, and let's hang out, okay? Okay. Sorry, these are smaller, so they're a little bit harder to shuffle, but I get it done. They are so, so cute. I will take it. Oh, but for this, you have the star. Okay, so, and then on the bottom, we have the Hermit. So somebody with low self-worth is somebody you helped. And with the Knight of Pentacles and the Page of Wands, I think this person was having a creative block. This is somebody who is talented with the Knight of Pentacles that you met, but that seem to not think it themselves. And with the star, you came in with blazing confidence and true, genuine authenticity. And I think with the star here, because you are so authentic, you can help people highlight it in themselves and see their own power. Because when you have an appreciation for yourself, you appreciate the beauty of others. When you are an artist and you appreciate what it is you do, you appreciate the art of others. And you gave somebody a compliment whose well was just dry. Okay, they do what they have to do, and they do what translates well. This is somebody who just had a talent they don't recognize that you saw and inspired. Maybe you even collaborated with them somehow with something on here with the star. A group project or like being in like a teaching environment or somebody younger than you following you while you train them at a certain job. But there's somebody here who I'm sure by now has achieved great things with the talent they have, but with that Knight of Pentacles from before, they have the talent, but with the Page of Wands, they lack the inspiration and they lack the self-confidence. So they move through movements, and it also could have been somebody younger than you with the Page of Wands, sorry. But whether this was in an art class or whether this was with helping kids for whatever reason, even if it's something out of your environment. And I think this is something you did in your free time too with the star. You uplifted somebody who just thinks too much into the details, thinks too much and doesn't live enough. And I think you have a really, really great balance at living enough. I think maybe at this time in your life, you weren't doing much of anything. You just had free time and free mental energy and free love to give. And here, look at these two cards. The Hermit is on the bottom of the deck. So with the Hermit, she is hiding and she is scared to go over that little cliff. And with the star here, which is symbolizing you are creative and bright. She is hiding on the Hermit card. She is taking time for herself. This was somebody who was scared to make mistakes, somebody scared to start things, and somebody afraid to screw up or afraid their ideas are not great ideas. And you either let this person participate with you in something you were doing, because look at them alongside each other. The Hermit watching the star. You inspired somebody. I definitely think there's a power dynamic here with you having been older than this person or this group of people, or you training somebody in something. But you taught this person how to enjoy this thing again. And you never know. Maybe it's part of their personality and they slipped back into not being so kind to themselves after. But I think in the moment, you really gave this person their passion for this thing back and did something truly, truly kind. Because you were patient, and sweet, and like I think maybe you even told this person about why you do the same thing, why you were doing the same thing, what it means for you. And I think for you, it's less of a technical thing and more of something you do for emotional fulfillment. And I think that really inspired any perfectionism that person was holding. Your freedom and your creativity and your drive in something. I definitely think this is a pile where you may have Leo placements. Just with like this bold, warm, nurturing energy. Maybe Aries too. But there's a gentleness to you, a gentle, like inspiring part of you that you use to lift other people up. Because I think you love to create. And with any chance you get, you support other people who create. So like, if this was years ago, I can't tell you where this person is now, but I will tell you it created a moment that means the world to them. And I think you knew this too, but maybe not on what scale. This was impactful for this person, reinvigorated their desire to do this thing, and is a positive memory for them to this day, if it's coming up for you. Okay? You are somebody whose kindness rippled, and your passion and your love and your light for something you already love was so big, it touched any dark spots for this person. It filled up their space they hold for this thing with light again, because they realized, wait, this is supposed to be fun. I'm supposed to be doing it like this. I'm capable and I'm allowed to learn, but I can take pride in what it is I do, because this person is here and they're kind and they're older than me, or like they've been doing this longer, and they are showing me their process and that they have fun with it. I can do it too, and it's not that serious. So whoever this is out in the world still has so very much love for you. And with the rose quartz here, I think you hold a lot of warmth and love in your heart yourself. Maybe this is not a day where you thought you were going to be compassionate with the star here, because sometimes the star comes with privacy. She's here on her own. But I think on a day where you maybe had low energy levels, you still changed somebody's life for the better. Even if it was 1 or 2 hours, you still did something really kind. You don't have to be in a good space to do something kind. And I think you did something really kind, even if this was in a more challenging point in your life. You did something special for somebody, and you did something healing for somebody. That's so beautiful. The star is also associated with Aquarius. And I think this is the grandest skill and the greatest impact you have made on somebody doing this. But I do think you have a lot of creative ideas, and a lot of people find themselves inspired by you either way. But you touched somebody's heart here, and this was helpful, and you gave them their passion back for this thing, even if it was only for a little while. I'm gonna have some water. And we also are going to get into your third card, which is going to be your most active chakra or energy center. That's pretty much your essence. So think like your energetic signature and a big trait you have that you've carried with you all your life. Something basically innate within your life. And something really cool I'm going to do is, I got this idea when I was channeling and creating the spread before I did this the other day. But I have this chakra inspired tarot deck with these like beautiful rainbow blooms. And just every color is like one of the colors associated with the chakra. So not only am I going to interpret the meaning of the card for you and see what we get, I'm also going to take it literally by the color, and just let you know which energy center you have is the most active. And I'm really just hyping you up here. So like if you're not into chakras, you can you don't have to look into it. I'm really just gonna hype you up because I know I love hearing people talk about me too. But that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going off the color. You can research this later on if you want. You don't have to. This whole time that you're with me is about you. Okay? And what you feel like doing. But I am going to shuffle you out one of these cards. They are kind of big. That's so funny. My melody cards were a little bit too small and these are a little bit too big. I'll take this one. So your most active card is the Four of Swords, but green is associated with the heart chakra. So your heart is big and beautiful. I definitely think with the Four of Swords and the Hanged Man here, this was on the bottom of the deck, so maybe your heart chakra and your third eye are the most active. Heart is literally how it sounds. And third eye has to do with like psychic abilities and your intuition and like your awareness of all around you. But the Four of Swords with the chakra here, and with you inspiring others and giving so much energy and really, really committing to uplifting others when you feel it's time for you, and your respect for yourself with the Eight of Wands. The Four of Swords to me, look, this guy is literally taking a nap, and he kind of looks like he's in this, like, very comfortable, like, dreamy, like, ethereal looking, unreal space. So this all just makes me think of, I think you are a person who processes all of your emotions alone. And, like, I think you give fully to the people in your life. I also think you're an excellent communicator, considering this is swords. And because you take time to process and have this like private space for yourself. I think as far as your energy signature goes, people come to you and I think maybe you find it hard. I think you're warm and kind, but I think maybe you find it hard to have really, 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 really surface level small talk connections. But I do think part of the reason your friends gravitate towards you and anybody who gravitates towards you comes towards you is because you have depth. I think you inspire people to process and like take care of themselves, but not get too wrapped up in anything. I think your whole vibe here, I think something you carried with you throughout your whole life is, I may not have the answers now, but they'll come. And I may be sad for a little while, but the answers will come and I'll figure it out. I think you are somebody who really, really trusts the process. This is definitely Earth Moon energy to me here. So a Capricorn moon, a Taurus moon, or a Virgo moon. I think you have a healthy relationship with your emotions, but you're always like, this sucks right now. It's going to end. Nothing lasts forever. All this stuff happens. But I also think because of that, you are a very, 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 very grounding force for the people in your life, where you inspire them to rest. You know, I think anybody in your life who has seen you grow up and watched your experiences knows that the way you decompress is when you relax, is when you let yourself relax, think, and I think something you don't praise yourself for, but like a lot of people like really don't have, is when people feel, now here's the thing, I want to differentiate, because I absolutely think you are a person who is still proactive in your life and makes choices you have to, and you have tenacity and you work through things with swords coming up here. But I still think you know to take a step back, and nothing needs an immediate solution. And if you ever have a rift with your friends, I think you're like, okay, I'm not going to say anything right now because I'm angry. I'll wait a week and I'll reach out, and I will focus on eating the foods I like, and journaling and writing and talking to a therapist and doing my thing. And some people might see that as avoidance. And I feel like maybe a story you've told yourself is that you are avoidant. I don't think you are. I think you take room to process through things, and not everybody likes that, because a lot of people feel communication should be instant. You should want to work through things right away, and I just don't think you function like that. I think you take your own time out first. Collect yourself, collect your thoughts, stabilize, wait until all that stuff is not so raw anymore, and chill out. And I think you inspire your friends that way too. I think you inspire them to be more optimistic, to not take things so seriously, and like chill out. I think maybe something you say to your friends so frequently is like, relax first. You know, don't do this angry. Oh, you're fighting with your man? Don't go to sleep angry. All that stuff. You know how to take time. And I think when people come to you for advice, they come to you because they know it'll be grounded advice. And it will be advice that tells them to practice some love for themselves and not get so wrapped up in like reactions like other people want, but instead coming at problems from a place of clarity. Because I think you're really, really good at that. I think you always have been. And I also think you protect your energy. I think you're warm and kind with the star card here. And I think people watch you and pay attention to you. But with the Four of Swords here, you don't let everybody you don't let everybody meet. And you don't let anybody super quickly come into your life and know about all the intimate, deeper, important parts of you. You know what parts of yourself to protect and what to show to friends and when to show those things to people. And I think because of that, you are a grounding force. I think you ground yourself. I think you're empathetic and you have a soft heart and you're able to protect it because you take this time out for yourself. I will say for any of the girls, the gays, the days who like really, really recharge their battery alone and like really don't want to be out all the time, but you are a party animal when you go out. It's definitely giving me a little bit of neurospicy energy, but it doesn't have to be that way. But I do think you have a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous energy here with the Hanged Man on the bottom and everything. And I also think self-care comes to you easy. And maybe it wasn't always that way, but I think now it comes to you easy. Just because I think you spend so much time on your own, you're aware of what you want, what recharges you, and what makes you feel good. And I think because of that, you are okay with being alone, and that intimidates some people too. For anybody that might try to foster codependency with you or make you reliant on them, I think you still reject anybody that like won't meet you where you're at. Because you have an idea, emotional intelligence with the Four of Swords here about like what you appreciate, what helps you, and what doesn't. And like if you can take care of yourself best, I think you do that. But with the Four of Swords here, yeah, this emotional intelligence is loud. I do think one of the kindest things you can do for yourself if you do like working with chakras is take really, really great care of your throat chakra with all the turquoise on here too. And things like that, because I feel like they're connected with the swords and the throat and your heart. I feel like your throat and your heart are very closely connected. Because I think you have some innate courage when it comes to speaking up for yourself here. But I want you to protect it. I want you to maintain it. Because maybe people have silenced you before, made you feel disempowered before. And I definitely think something to protect, because you have such a big light. I don't want anybody ever smothering it, okay? But I do think this pile is for people who would rather be alone than have their light smothered and snuffed out. So I think, I don't know if that'll ever be a problem for you, but I definitely think if you can, Working with turquoise crystals, wearing turquoise clothing that you like, all of that stuff. I think your heart chakra's health and your throat chakra's health are almost connected sometimes. And I think one of the kindest things you can do for yourself is just protecting your communication skills and speaking up when something upsets you. Because I feel like you're great at it, but you need to hear, like, keep it safe. It's yours, you know? But as far as that goes, I also want to get into good karma you're drawing in. Now, everybody has an idea in spirituality about what karma is. Astrologers with Saturn, everything. And I don't agree with any of it when I see it. Because to me, karma is just like, you know, when you were bad when you were younger and you did something like seriously very wrong, you got in trouble and you got punished. Think of karma like that, but it's really just kind of you reap what you sow. Okay? And it's very complex. I don't think karma is good or bad. I just think there's cause and effect when you do something. But this fourth card is going to be good karma you are drawing in for just showing up as you show up in the world. Whether it be for something kind you did for somebody very, very recently, or like being in a situation where you chose yourself, but something where you put out good energy and it's coming back, okay? Because karma is really just balancing scales and like keeping them level. But this is going to be some good karma, some beneficial karma that is coming in for you that you're drawing in. Okay. Oh, the Six of Pentacles. You might be making a new friend soon. And I think it might be because somebody is curious about something you wear, or like somebody in like the same career field like wants your help. But keep your heart open because I think you're going to be making a new friend soon. The Four of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles. Because of your experience in something, somebody is wanting some help from you. And I don't know if it is about your career, how you dress, something. It could even be something very unique you're wearing that somebody likes. But I definitely think somebody is going to be approaching you and asking you for help on something because they look up to you, they aspire to you. And I also think with the Six of Pentacles, you are approachable. I don't always like that people are like bowing at the feet here of this person because I don't think you are somebody who discriminates. I think you're very, very good at anything you pour your energy to and your time into. I want you to hear it's okay to take pride in it. But it's also a great honor for somebody to resonate with something you do so much. They like ask you like, oh, like, where did you get that? Or like, hey, like, can you help me? You're really, really good at this thing. And I think you're so cool. And like, I also want to be that. Can you share with me something you have done to get to that point? I also think something I just heard that's literal that's coming up for somebody is like, you may like be at a drive-through and like the person ahead of you like may pay for your order, or like a nice person, you know, if you're at the store and you like something that they picked up that you circled back and somebody was holding on to you, if you ask, might give it to you. you know, like a restaurant you really, really like might give you a soda for free, or like if you go to the club, you know, if you only get soda, they may tell you they'll give it to you for free for the whole night. Generosity here, because you extend generosity, I think is why this is coming in. If you did something generous for somebody recently. So it's going to be different for everybody, because for some people, I think it's more practical and it's more about like somebody like paying something forward to you. But this could also very well be somebody coming forward to you and asking you to be sort of a mentor, that I think might even be full circle for you, because maybe at some point you had a mentor. And like you can show the same kindness and the same receptivity and generosity. That is something that's coming in though. Either, and like that could be personally fulfilling for you, and then somebody covering our food is something really nice, because you didn't have to pay for your food and you were just reaping the benefits, you know. That's really cool. Good karma you're drawing in. And this is the Six of Pentacles. So like, I think you may even be surprised if this is somebody coming to you, because maybe you feel you don't dress all that well, or like maybe you feel like your taste is not everybody's taste, but I do feel you have some silent admirers in your life. Or like, if you have self-esteem issues, maybe you don't always realize how great of an impact what you do and the confidence you do have does for other people. But there's going to be a full circle moment here, because maybe you haven't always been used to kindness. And maybe with this Four of Swords thing, you have a tendency to just retreat back into yourself before you even give people a chance to really, really interact with you. Which is fine. But I think with the Six of Pentacles here, it's going to be a refreshing feeling to just get a complete surprise or have somebody come through for you with so much kindness. And you do deserve it. I think with the Star here, even if you can be private sometimes, there is an innate generosity and love that you have for other people. I think in most ways, you are a community-centered person. I think you'll help anybody no matter what walk of life they come from. You don't really hold judgment in that way, and you give people room to grow with the Six of Pentacles and stuff. I definitely think here you definitely have excellent communication skills, and I think because you're so clear, a lot of times that works. This pile may even be for like other healers, if you do any sort of spiritual work that helps other people, but do consider yourself like a private person. That's confirmation this might be for you, especially because I pulled cards that said your heart were really active and also your third eye. You absolutely don't have to be if you're resonating with this reading. But you're so cool. I also am going to, your fifth card is going to be a practical way to harness and positively impact others with one of your passions, your identity. So like something you already do, something that's already core to you that can really, really help other people if you lean into it and kind of like put like a megaphone up to it, you know? But this is something you already do. It's like I'll talk to you and you'll be like, oh, all right. Like I didn't know like I should share that. But let's see. Ooh, see, they're like small. The Chariot. practical you can do. With the Chariot here, 8 of Cups, Death, 3 of Pentacles. If you dress very uniquely, if you have a specific aesthetic and you are very, very sure about how you like to present, how you like to show up, and with the Ace of Pentacles on here, like your first impression and stuff, I think just letting yourself wear what you wear, even if it is something, you know, even if it's not like a black tank top and joggers from H&M, you definitely are not basic in the way you dress. And I think it empowers more people than you realize, because some people don't feel super brave about what they wear. I think people forget that, like, what you wear should be a reflection of you. And like, life is short and you should really just be like customizing your avatar however you want. And I think you do that here. If you ever feel like there are things you have in your closet that like you used to wear but you feel like now like are like too much, none of it is too much. None of it is too much. And I know it kind of seems like a superficial thing, but it really isn't. Pile 2, I feel like you live your life like really, really loudly with the Star and the Chariot here, because these are 2 major arcana. You take up space wherever you go, okay? And I feel like what you wear is very deliberate. I feel like you pick out pieces you really, really like. I don't think you're recognizing how much your personal aesthetic and how you quite literally show up in the world is like a movement. It's radical because you're wearing exactly what you want. You're doing things that aren't for everybody. I think your whole identity, the labels you identify with that make sense for you, all that stuff, I think you are a paradox. Just because you have opinions and you care about wearing what you wear because it makes you feel good. You care about putting the makeup on that you feel like wearing because it makes you feel good. You, like, with the Chariot, I also feel like it's about feeling comfort and like comfort in your own skin. So like not wearing clothes that like make you fit in, but like making sure that like however you look like day to day is reminiscent of you and what you care about. You want to feel comfortable in your own skin and not like you're wearing something that isn't you, or not like you're doing something that isn't you. And you are meant to shine, and it inspires other people around you. I hope you know, like, to wear the fun shit in your wardrobe. And, like, when people give you a compliment, it really, really is yours. And I feel like you like the compliments here with the 6 of Pentacles. But with the Chariot, what you do really, really is for you, and not because... not to pull a gaze of a specific person or anything. I also feel like maybe you're pretty feminine or have a pretty feminine side to yourself if you chose such a girly pile. All these pentacles have hearts on them and everything. And something that's coming through here is Cancer placements, Aquarius placements, and then like Earth placements like before. I'm sorry, like, if that didn't have more depth, but I really just want to tell you, like, even the way you physically show up in the world is radical and inspires other people and is something that draws other people to you and inspires other people to do their own thing. And I think it's probably one thing you're known for. You know, if you don't see somebody for months, or if you see a manager at a store you go to once, and 6 months pass, and then you go there and they happen to be there again, I think people remember you because of how you show up. Maybe you have a signature color, or maybe you're just dressed in really, really cool stuff. Also, if you are picky when you go shopping, be picky. Who cares? But like lean into it. That's fucking cool. But really, like, just to like be changing the world and like affecting people positively because you show up the way you show up, maybe you just needed to hear your style's cool. Like, and if you're having a glow up, you are evolving into a more authentic version of you. You know, you look exactly the way you think you should. You already dress like your higher self. You don't need to be her. You already dress like your higher self, which is really, really cool. I also am going to pull some oracle cards for you. Starting with, we have 3 decks here. I'm going to be doing the Starseed Oracle, the Island Time Wellness Oracle, and but I am going to start with your little fairy oracle cards, okay? They're beautiful. They have these little pink fairy wings on the backs. I'll take this one. You're being guided to what's meant for you. Okay? So I feel like if you felt like you were off path a little bit with the 8 of Wands here, like I said to you in the beginning, you deserve whatever you're going, and the end destination you're getting to is like moving towards you. The gap is closing a little bit because you keep on pouring into your dreams. You're getting there, you know? But like, I feel like sometimes you question it and you worry like if things aren't going your own way. But I do think sometimes your problems in your life tend to work themselves out, because I feel like sometimes it's hard for you to discern it. But I will tell you, I really do think that maybe sometimes, not with everything, because sometimes things really are situational and we have stuff going on. Oh my God, I burped. It's the truth. You're being guided to what's meant for you. I really do think that sometimes your problems are mean things, that your problems are mean things your anxiety is saying to you, but like aren't always grounded in reality. But I do feel like you know how to self-soothe. But I do think that's why you might feel like sometimes your problems just like work themselves out for you. Especially if like your goal is some sort of thing in the public eye, it's coming, and it's building, and it's coming. This looks so comfy. I really think it's just saying you can relax, right? I think anytime you care about something with the Chariot and the 6 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords here, because you do all this reflecting, you think about how to get to your end goal. So I promise you it's coming because you're persistent. You have that tenacity I was picking up on. Okay? So take it literally. You're being guided to what's meant for you, and it's happening. Okay? You're being guided. Okay? You can't go wrong. I also, I'm going to pull you one of these Starseed Oracle cards. They're so beautiful. They're like turquoisey and pink. Oh, that one actually seems like it wants to come out. We, the Hathors, deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. I will say, I think this lull that you were feeling within everything that was going on maybe was a lesson and maybe was necessary with activated earth. Power places, ley lines, trust where you're led. I really think that maybe that little detour or that little rest was necessary, because I think it taught you when you need to take a rest and when it's time to take initiative calls, because things picked up again, right? Things picked up again. So, and then on the bottom here, the blue flame, spontaneous awakening. So maybe something you didn't want to happen. Activation, integration time. I feel like this has taught you to pay more attention to your mind, what's working and what's not working, and how to take care of yourself with like deep love, mother's milk, birth as a portal. Just because I think like you had to come to terms with yourself and find peace in your mind to get a solution out of this. You had to take some time instead of chiseling and chiseling away at something that was driving you crazy for this healing to come in. And I do think it's something that's going to benefit you, because it's taught you how to rest, and it's taught you that sometimes blockages you'll come into can be worked through if you just take a little bit of time out for you. But I do think you are feeling stable again. I just think, like, don't forget the lessons you learned from slowing down when you thought things weren't going to work out for you. Because I do feel like you feel forward movement again. And I do think I'm drawn to deep love. It just fostered your love for yourself further. But I am going to I dropped one card on the floor for the deck I'm going to show you next, and I'm trying to pick it up, but I am going to take it if it was giving me this much trouble. Blast from the past, someone, something, a situation from the past returns, nostalgia out of the blue and older. I feel like right now you are in a time of building something. Focus on the peace that comes with building something and like not being in the full path yet, where like stimuli is coming from left and right and like you have the thing and like it's always moving forward. Right now is a time for your enjoyment. You see how she's like sitting here on the swing and she's chill and she's just like hanging out? You are dreaming and you are cooking, but you don't have the whole thing yet, and you need to hear that like it's a good thing you don't have the whole thing, okay? Because if something doesn't build slowly and it happens overnight, it can be so overwhelming we don't want to do it anymore. And also it's better for a slow rise because it's controlled, right? It's controlled and we know what's happening and we can adjust with the new as it comes and let it roll off of our back and still have time for ourselves. I feel like things are going to be working out for you, but don't focus on the destination right now. Focus on getting what you need to get done. Focus on caring for you and making sure that you are bringing in this self-care. Focus on creating like a systematic format of doing things that works for you. Focus on making connections with this authenticity you have, and really, really use that like attention you get from people with the Chariot to your advantage. You know, people are drawn to you for your aesthetic. Really lean into it and make yourself look pretty before you go and network or like see somebody like regarding this thing. Lean into all the strengths you have and realize how powerful they are and how you can use them to your advantage. Because it might be slow right now, but it's going to pick up. But think of this as time to tweak and think of things as a slow rise so that you're not overwhelmed when you get it all. But you deserve it. You deserve all of it. Because you're so pretty and cool and smart. Then we have bride, and this is not literal. I am using these to enhance a self-love reading, okay? Bride, wife, partner interested in, love of a lifetime, wedding or event, a commitment or advancement. I definitely think you are in a time in your life where you are your priority. And maybe don't even want those things right now. Cool with whatever. And rocking it, being yourself, confident, loud and proud, hitting the right note, harmonious concert and showing off. So I definitely think this might be, and like you don't need to be, but I think the general collective and the most people that are resonating with this pile at any given point are going to be single girlies. Just because I think your love for your goals is bigger than it would be for another person right now. And I think like that's where you need to be dispersing that love. You know what you like. I also think being alone comes easy to you with the Four of Swords because you might crave love, but I feel like it's not something you need to be happy. I feel like you are so capable of deriving fulfillment and joy from everything else you do. And I think that your goals are what you want the most right now. You're focused on establishing that and focusing on finding a version of yourself you love, making a version of yourself you love, and feeding and creating a life for that version of yourself you love. And you are actively becoming it. I don't want to make it sound like something you're detached from or something you have to bend over backwards to get to. You are actively changing and getting more beautiful and becoming kinder and cooler. Okay? That is not something you have to reach for, but I do think it's where you're at. You have a commitment to yourself. And you are focused on your own advancement. And I think it's giving you a little glow, too. I think it's giving you a little bit of glow, okay? A little bit of glow. But I also am going to pull you two of my little actually, I'll do my charms first. I think that's how I did it for the first tile. But we are going to be pulling those. But I have this beautiful charm plate my best friend made me for Christmas. And if you have never had charms casted for you or charms in a reading, basically I have all of these little silver charms. All these little silver charms, and I interpret them based on the ones I pull, cast them in here, and they give us a little extra message, okay? But I am going to pull fresh ones. I'll laugh if I get these again. Cast them in, and I will read for you. Ooh, you got a lot. I definitely think you are losing any limiting beliefs you had around your timing and what had to happen here, because I think you are realizing that like your life can be more full if you don't know every single detail. Your life can be more full if you take things day by day and let the surprises come in when they come in. I think you're realizing that the easiest and most calming way to live your life is like to plan ahead, to simplify things down, break them up, and know that like success is not overnight. With the glasses down here, I think you are taking things less seriously and taking things more by like your intuition, with this light bulb here and what feels good. Because I think for a while you weren't prioritizing what feels good, you were prioritizing what you thought was going to get you to your goals faster. Libra is popping up here. And I also think, like, even if you're alone in it and it's not how other people would do things, I think you're starting to lean into what systems work for you and what's fulfilling for you instead of what's easier for other people. You are protecting your energy a little bit more, and you are still giving access to yourself to other people, but on your own terms, so that it's sustainable and it's healthy for you. So like anything you've been practicing, anything you've been doing to protect your energy a little bit more and preserve it so you can continue to do what it is that you love, please hang on to that because it's what's working. And the success is coming. It's something that is guaranteed for you. I just think you've been tweaking it and figuring out what it's going to look like for you. Let this be a journey, not something that happens overnight and becomes boring in your life. If there's always new surprises, it'll always stay fun. I think you're releasing control a little bit here and like trusting that like what you want wants you, and you're letting it come in. But I am going to pull you some self-love cards. And these are going to be homework, okay? Because they're practical things like rest, making food for yourself, all that stuff. So like, I hope this sunk in and it made you feel beautiful and you know you're doing great, and I'm so very proud of you. And you're capable of all you want. But these are going to be homework and some fun practical things you can do for yourself. Because if you took out time for yourself and gave enough love and care to yourself to slow down and listen to me for a little while, I hope you can do whatever comes out for you too, for your body, for your mind. I am all about self-care here and kindness that I extend to you no matter where you're coming from, okay? So just whatever these are, take some time out for you too. Nourish your temple. So water, skin, using a moisturizer you love, eating your favorite food. But like getting energy services done, going for a little walk, laying in the sun for a little bit. Whatever it is you haven't done, but that works for your body and gives you more energy, makes you feel good, helps you sleep better, anything that it is. I also will say, like, watching a movie too, because I love Moana and she makes me think of Tafiti, the woman on this card. I'm also going to pull for you one more. And we have plan a vacation. Funny, because the first pile got this too, and these are shuffled. But I definitely think, if nothing else, if you're not budgeting but you travel with other people, look into where you might want to go. Or go on a little staycation. If you are thinking of going on, if you are thinking of visiting a town that's still in your state or your region or your country, anywhere, make time for it. Start saving for it financially. Do your thing. But I feel like, especially with all you're taking on and how you're prioritizing yourself, I think it would be really, really special for you to take some time out for you. Plan a little trip, especially if it's with people you love who understand you and your energy levels with the Four of Swords here. I think you would network and be seen by others. I think if I'm picking up on this, you probably feel a lot of confidence when you're on vacations, and I love that for you. I definitely think something you can do right now, if the resources aren't there for this, is nourish your temples. Like, after you do this, if you can, even if it's a soda you love, even if it's a sweet treat, go and give yourself something like you just gave yourself here. Go and give yourself love like you just gave yourself here. Thank you so, so very much for coming to my Barbie Core Psychic Little Corner of the Internet. I hope you know I love you so, so, so very much, and this is always a safe place to land for you. If you would like to find me again, my name is Courtney. You can subscribe or leave a comment. Say hi, I'll say hi back. I love you so, so, so very much, and you are so, so incredibly beautiful, Pile 2. I hope you have a beautiful day or night, and I am so appreciative of you and that you took some time out for yourself. It's the greatest investment you can make. I adore you. Thank you for being here. You can always come to me for self-love and like Barbie core energy. I love you so, so, so very much, Pile 2. And I will see you next time. I love you. Hello, divas of Pile 3. You are in the right place if you chose the pink and gold tarot and the rose aura quartz heart, okay? I love you so, so, so very much. Welcome to your reading. And first and foremost, why don't I put this right here? I want to thank you and tell you I think you're so cool for carving out some time for self-care and for you, and taking some time to let me love on you, because I know I love hearing people talk about me. So this is here to make you feel good. That's why we're here. That's exactly what you're gonna get here. And just for like a tiny, teeny recap, this reading is going to be on the energy you carry that people remember. And I will say, because my, there's probably something kind in my readings for everybody if they're self-love related, but our first card is always going to be an energy check, which should pick up on like something you are going through in your life or something you're moving through in your life. But I don't want you to confuse it and think it's like part of the reading. This is not part of the spread. This first card is going to be an energy check so you can figure out if this is the right pile for you. This should just resonate with something you're going through in your life at the moment. But you picked such a beautiful deck. This is one of my favorites. So just settle in, get a drinky drinks, take some time out for you, relax, and get settled. But this first card is going to be your energy check. I'll take this one. Oh, the Ace of Swords. So I think that right now your creativity feels stifled. And maybe it's a worthy sacrifice you have to make. This is like a mentorship of some kind, or like being in high school or college and like feeling ready to graduate, but it's not for a couple another months, or like waiting on a change you want to make, but you're waiting something out, and because you're not doing something in alignment with you, because you're not at the destination in the space you need to be in yet. And it really feels like this is just timing issues. You are feeling unfulfilled and you're feeling burnt out and like fed up, that like you can't be doing something where you feel like you're making movement forward. Um, because I think you feel like, I think you feel like you have moved, you have already ascended past like whatever like this place could teach you, and you feel ready to move into the next level of something. With the Rose Aura Quartz here, the Ace of Swords, bottom of deck energy is the Three of Swords. You almost feel as if you are shrinking yourself right now, because you are still stuck in a place that's not serving you anymore. I do want to tell you, I think my greatest advice for you is just to look at experiences you'll never have again, that you'll only have in this place. Experience those, soak them up, and let it drive you forward. As far as like leaving this place soon goes. It definitely feels like there's an adjustment of some kind. It's like a 2 weeks notice, or like getting ready to graduate. But there's something here just about like you feeling stifled, because you feel ready to take on more than you already have. This feels kind of vague, but I think for anybody who resonates with this reading, you will identify with going through an adjustment of sorts, and not quite being where you want to be yet. This is like getting your degree and like working in a Build-A-Bear and like not having your stuff together yet because you aren't graduated yet, but like your grades are done and everything's through. I want to tell you that like swords do always talk about a temporary situation. So like if you ever feel trapped in this or like it's never going to end, I do want to tell you, with the Ace of Swords here, this is a temporary situation. That's what I'm saying. If you can, focus on, soak up, and enjoy the parts of this that you will not experience again once you've left this place behind. Whether that be having easy access to your friends, life being a lot more simple than it's about to become, because independence is not all it's cracked up to be. And I don't know, making the very, very best of whatever time you have left. Taking up experiences you maybe wouldn't have when you were taking everything too seriously and focused on like getting that degree or like getting that output. But there is still enjoyment to be had here in the time you have left in this place, even if it is not providing you movement forward. Everything is like right on time. But that should have resonated if this pile is for you in some way or another. I love you so, so, so very much. It feels very, not vague, but it feels like it can apply to a lot of different situations. But if you just have this overwhelming feeling of like, I'm being stifled, I'm ready for the next thing, and it's not here yet, to sum everything up, and just feel blocked and like you can't grow, this reading may be for you. But the second card, as we move into like what like the reading is really, really for, is going to be because the energy you carry that people remember. I feel like this can be uplifting for you right now and take you away from your productivity and bring you into a space where you think about like your impact on the world and like how you make people feel and like how it is you show up in the world, what makes you special with it, okay? So I want you to take your mind off of all this stuff because I feel the stress, and sit here and let me talk to you and tell you how great you are, okay? Okay. So the second card is going to be a compliment or help you've given someone you may not even remember like you offer that like still sticks with them. Because I always say I can't understand the people who are like, well, I'm not going to say please and thank you because I don't owe anybody anything. It's tacky and it's weird and it's gross. Because what do you mean you don't owe people common decency and kindness? The thing is, like, and it's usually people who are, like, negative and, like, down about the world, too. Listen, divas. Listen, okay? Because I'm going to tell you. Kindness makes the world go round. This is going to be something you did that was really, really kind. Something you did or said that was really, really kind that has created a positive ripple in the world. Because if this stuck with somebody, they took that kindness into themselves. And I'm sure I've projected it elsewhere too. When you do something kind for people, it ripples and it makes the world better. Okay? So like none of like that pessimistic, illogical stuff here. Okay? None of that. No, gross. But for your next card, this is going to be just that really impactful compliment or piece of help you've given somebody in their life that greatly impacted them, even if you can't remember giving it. I may dig up a repressed memory, like while I'm reading on it for you. I have no idea, but I love you so much, and your kindness is one of your greatest things about you. Ooh, we have the Page of Swords. Ooh, I'm almost having a vision. You are the pile 3, you are the kinds of friends who take your friends under their wings and treat them like your little ducklings, okay? You treat your friends like your little ducklings. If you find out they are depressed and like finding it hard to clean up their space and things like that, you are there. You are packing up their dirty laundry, bringing it, putting it in the wash. You are cooking dinner for them. You are Venmoing your girlfriend $15 for whatever she needs. This is a generous, generous, generous group. I also think you have, like, you are funny, okay? I will say I have air sign energy all over these cards, too, with the Page of Swords, Ace of Swords. It don't get more literate than this. You don't have to be an air sign by any means if this is resonating. It just can be an indicator that, like, this reading is for you, dog. But to me, I see one particular situation of somebody going over to a friend's place, to a sibling's place, or maybe somebody who took care of a grandparent later on in their life when they needed help. But you are selfless people, even if you don't own it. I think your love language and your sense of duty comes from looking after the people in your life, and never from a patronizing place. I think from a place of, I know what it's like to be here. I don't let people help me, but I'm not letting you slip through the cracks. There's no way. There's no way. So with the Page of Swords here, you, and listen, I hope it's from a place of healthy boundaries. I hope. But I think you almost take on the problems of others sometimes, and it's like a protective mechanism towards the people in your life. And it's noble and it's kind, but I definitely had a vision of somebody taking care of a grandparent in their old age, or somebody going and cleaning up a depressed friend's apartment. But like, you don't understand how much this did for this person. There was somebody who like had such deep fears they were going to be unsupported if they were not showing up for people in a certain way, and they were they were going to fall through the cracks, or they were going to be sent somewhere else, or like they weren't going to be able to function. And I think it was like a short-term thing, but one day you got word of this and you were like, okay, like I need to be there. I need to be helping. How can I support you? I see somebody writing out bills. I see somebody folding clothes and doing laundry. There was something really, really kind here you did just to take care of somebody and keep them out of a funk, to keep them from like slipping through the cracks. And it was you taking action and you being persistent and making somebody feel, I feel like you carry all this without ever making anybody feel like a burden. You treat people like a friend, and you just have this innate gift and really cool thing where you can take people under your wing without being patronizing. You're just like, well, I'm just being your friend. I'm just being a family member. I'm just doing this. And that's like really, really how you see it. But I need you to know that this is a special thing for you to have, because not everybody cares to go that extra mile for all their people. Okay, like not everybody will show up like that and stay with somebody for a whole day to make sure they're okay. Not everybody will take care of a grandparent for 6 months. Talk to them every day, cook for them every day, take care of them every day. Not everybody will do that. That is not how everybody moves. So for you to be as kind a person as this is really, really, really cool. I love you so, so very much. And swords just also make me think of loyalty. I think like when you hold a commitment, you really, really hold it. And you never once made this person, whoever this was, feel like they were burdening you, or made them feel like, I don't know. You never made them feel like they were depleting you, even if you were tired. And you just have this very, very deep care and loyalty for other people. That's magnificent. That's beautiful, and that's special. I do want to show you your third card, which is going to be, and you don't have to believe in chakras. They're really just energy centers that go throughout the body. And like they're in tune or they're not, and like they're active or they're not. But they are like indicative of like what like energies like you're kind of like functioning through on like a day-to-day basis. Like if you're not feeling creative, one of them might be blocked. Things like that. But I do have this super cool, really, really pretty chakra inspired tarot deck, and it's gorgeous. It just has like these like rainbow blooms on the back of every card. And I do take these literally. So you can research chakras if you want, if you find it interesting after this. But it's really just going to tell me like what is like a consistent energy you've had all your life. Almost like a signature you sign on paperwork. Or like your like birth certificate, your passport, things, an energy that is very, very specific to you, that you walk around that has never changed, that you are always going to hold. And these cards are quite literal, so I'll pull one, and based off of the color, let you know what's up. So like there's like the crown chakra in here, yellow for the solar plexus, all that stuff. I'm going to pull one and interpret it for you, okay? And it can kind of tell me what chakra is the most active for you, and like the energy that is like pretty much your essence. So I want to go into that with you. One more good shuffle. Okay. Ooh, the Ace of Cups. So this is orange, I think. Let me make sure it's not red. No, red. So this would be your root chakra. So with the Ace of Cups, you being in touch with what makes you happy feels good. And I think you are a person very, very good at making difficult decisions. And you have warmth, but you are able to discern when something is not for you. Okay? I think you have your happiness and your self-respect and you protect it. And like, as for like how that affects others, how that makes you irreplaceable, and like how that makes your energy specific and one of a kind, is I think you have this incredible loyalty to the people who like also tend to you and also cultivate a relationship with you. But I think you have this natural talent for protecting yourself. You know, if you feel like your energy is being spent and used by the wrong people, you're out. I think you are somebody, and this is rare because we're humans and we don't like change. I actually think you roll with change pretty well. And it could be because an environment you existed in at one point, whether it was like a relationship or like you're like early like caregivers and stuff. And there's something here where you were like, I'm not being sought after, so like I have to make sure like I'm not being like looked after, so I have to make sure I'm filling in the gaps. It has to be me. I have to make sure I'm doing this because I matter, and my safety and my health matters, and I'm gonna make sure I stay above that. I'm gonna make sure I stay on top of that. And you share it. And with me, I definitely think you are somebody who takes initiative, little bit assertive, but there is nothing wrong with that when you have had to provide for yourself and take care of yourself. It's actually very, very girl boss of you. It makes me think of like when I'm watching Legally Blonde, when Elle Woods, oh yes, inner resolve. That's something you have. It makes me think of Legally Blonde when I'm watching Elle Woods, and like Warner like says to her at the party, he's like, I was never gonna pick you, like whether you got into like law school or whatever, like you don't have it, like you can't do it. And like she's crying at the nail salon for a little bit, and then I think like from the Halloween party like goes and gets like the laptop and everything. I also think you will see yourself through any experience because you owe it to yourself, as long as it's something you care about. I think like self-discipline, top notch. I think loyalty to yourself, top notch. And like this does inspire other people around you because I think they feel cared for. And I think you are gentle with the people you love because I actually think you prefer to make them laugh more than you ever prefer to give them advice or like for like conversations to ever get too emotional, which is fine. But I do think sometimes if a friend is like being self-defeating or something, you will like break the tension, break the fun, and be like, hey, no, you're not allowed to do that. You're not allowed to give up on yourself. That's not what we do here. Which to me says you're a loyal friend because it means you care about the success and the happiness you want your friends to build. Because I think that is the standard you hold yourself to, and it is not unachievable. It's consistent, the standard you set for yourself and for others. It's not unachievable. It's just consistent, because I think you learn not to give up on yourself from like a really early point in your life. As for like your top 3 deck energies, I pulled the Sun, the King of Swords, and the 8 of Cups. So it's just, yes, you have this knack for making like difficult decisions, and you inspire other people too. Because, like, when people don't take initiative for themselves, they fall into stagnancy. And with you, I think you turn it into fuel and want for something better for yourself, which is super, super beautiful. Rose Aura Quartz is like rose quartz, but it's aggressive because it's like with like the extra metal and like the rainbows. It's I don't know, it's spicier because rose quartz is like already about self-love, but it's kicked up a notch with the Rose Aura Quartz. I think you have this faith in yourself. Your energy, you kind of remind me of like a Sailor Guardian from Sailor Moon, just that I have to do this. But you also, you know how to have fun and you know how to keep things light and fresh and make people laugh. And I do think there's lots and lots and lots of laughter in your life and things like that. And I think that's how you like it, and it's beautiful. With the Ace of Cups here, because the Ace of Cups can be so gentle too. It's about seeking what we love, but it's also about things that are emotionally fulfilling for us, and it's also about maintaining our peace. And I think you do all of that, and I think it's something that comes very, very easy to you. I think you're analytical, but you don't live in it. You don't live in it. Analysis is like part of like your decision making process and everything, but you don't live in it. I think you like work through your anxiety and you are like a very, very present, grounded person. But I do think you've done some work to do it. Sorry, I'm filming this like later at night. You are the last pile, but certainly not the least. This black stuff almost makes me think of Vecna. But this is actually such a happy card. Ace of Cups. You're in touch with your joy. And you conquer a lot, but like it's not you. You care more about your output and being present than anything that happens like pre whatever experience I was talking about, I feel. That's beautiful though. This is like resiliency and like laughter and like self-discipline and like chasing your joy no matter what gets thrown at you. I definitely think if you have ever worried about things not going your way, I wonder if you have like significant like Jupiter placements or anything, because I will say things always seem to work out for you. Something I got a download for is I think in pile 3, you are very, very lucky people. Very, very lucky people. Things you don't think will go out for, things you don't think will go right for you that seem like pretty fucking bleak, with the 8 of Cups seem to like figure themselves out for you and go your way, or like it's like replaced with another opportunity. You are definitely a favorite. The universe definitely likes you. With the Ace of Cups here. I definitely think you are my Pinterest board, girlies, and if you aren't, you absolutely should be. If you were as lucky and like your wishes come true as often as they do, you really should be on Pinterest. A vision board doesn't have to be like physical and on the wall, can absolutely be a Pinterest board I'm feeling called to share. Yes, I feel like you are somebody grounded. You definitely like don't want millions and millions of dollars, and like you don't need to go shopping on Rodeo Drive and live in Los Angeles. You don't need to do all that. I think you want what's fulfilling for you, not what you fantasize about. I think you want a life of fulfillment and laughter, not like all these extra superfluous things. You want a life that feels like you, not a life you think you should have. You are not an Andrew Tate podcast, bro. you don't have like boring like angular condos on your Pinterest board and like pictures of money. You don't have all that stuff. I will say, you are exactly in alignment as long as like your long-term goals are about like what's fulfilling for you and like has like people and laughter and love in it. That's exactly the kind of future you have to want for yourself. You are not dreaming too small. Somebody needs to hear. You're not dreaming too small. If it challenges you a little bit and it makes you happy and it feels like security and home to you, that is enough, and that's exactly what you need. You're not dreaming too small. No. Cut that out right now. No. I love you. You deserve the best, and like if it's going to bring you fulfillment and joy and happiness, like that's all you need. And that's what's for you. It actually makes sense to me to want a community-centered, like, quiet life when you have such a big heart as you seem to. And root chakra, your root chakra being active is so cool because mine actually is, like, not. But it really just means, like, you're secure and centered and, like, you act from a place of, like, knowing exactly what you need. I think you're a very grounded person, pile 3 divas. I also am going to pull more cards for you. If you feel like researching the root chakra, do it, babe. If you don't, I just talked about you for like 15 minutes, and I hope you're feeling good because I think you're amazing. And so community-centered and driven and resilient and funny and silly goofy. I love you, pile 3. I love you, okay? Sorry, no. Card number 4, good karma you're drawing in. And I will say, the whole karma scary, bad karma scary, all this stuff. No. It's like when you were bad when you were a kid. Action and consequence. Or if you put good out into the world, it comes back. So give, get back. Okay, so this card is going to be good karma you have earned that is coming in just because you were just because you were yourself. Just because of the energy you carry, how magical it is, how special it is, what you bring to the world. Because you being kind, you being funny, you being silly, goofy, whoops, I burped, it's true, is lifting up the vibration of the world. So we shall see, okay? What good karma, what beneficial karma is coming into the lives of my pile 3 divas, please? I love you. You chose like such a pretty crystal, such a pretty deck. Pile 3 divas, you also have like amazing taste. I will take this one, that's fine. Ooh! 9 of Pentacles, so like that bag. I definitely think with the Justice card, it could be tied to like whatever sense of achievement you're waiting on that like you're stressed like you don't have yet. But there's going to be independence and you are going to be like accredited somehow. But I do want you to like thank yourself for this achievement and not treat it lightly because just because you've been expecting it, because it's something you have been working towards, doesn't make it any less important or amazing that you did it. I will say the 9 of Pentacles is always my hot girl card. So like you're doing something right, you're moving up in the world, all that stuff. And the 9 of Pentacles is kind. I am very, very drawn to this bird here. So literally another sign to me, you are attracting something, right? This bird landed on her hand. You are attracting good karma here. if you are hoping you will get job offers or like summer internships or anything, that's all coming. Confirmation here with this little bird that I noticed on here. Because I'm not always drawn to that when I pull this card. But this is absolutely my hot girl card. A moment of success is coming for you. A season of success is coming for you, okay? For some of you, it's just going to be a windfall of money. But for others of you, if you are working on school or like building a resume or anything, this stuff is coming. Somebody is like getting like their first job or something and they're going to have pocket money for the first time. I want to tell you, like, save it, of course, like, put it away, but it's also okay to celebrate having money or having abundance and getting yourself something small and really nice. When you get that first paycheck or something, just so you learn the value and it's not just, oh, I can be stingy with this, I can also enjoy it sometimes. But the Nine of Pentacles is definitely abundance coming in, success coming in, a sense of achievement, and finishing something. Okay, you are closing one part of your life and opening up another. But there is always that nice period in between finishing something and then having room to start something else. There's always that room of achievement. That there's always that little space in between where you can honor yourself and be like, damn, I did that. Because, damn, you did that. You really, really did. I hope you can be gentle with yourself and really, really celebrate yourself, okay? Even if you just wrote papers and went to college for 4 years, you still wrote papers and went to college for 4 years, got the grades you needed to graduate, got the qualifications for what it is you want to do. And, like, if you really, really want to, I think you'll be able to maintain those friendships. I just think, like, this is some sort of, like, up-leveling or, like, achievement, and, like, sign of, like, success for you in the world with the Justice card, because this talks about systems and, like, organizations and school and, like, achievement. I really, really think that is where you're at here. Let me see what else. And I also think with the Page of Swords, you can be a little bit selfless and be focused so much on like talking to others that like you kind of like blow off an achievement like this when people try to like praise you on something. You're like, yeah, I did that. How are you doing? No. Listen to me. Pile 3, you are a baddie, okay? With the Page of Swords here, I really, really hope you give yourself credit. Whatever it is you like to do and whatever way you celebrate in your life, whatever way you celebrate others, give to yourself. Give to yourself. God, you're amazing. You're so smart and you achieve so much. I really, really need you to like at least pat yourself on the back right now and be like, oh, I stuck with this. Like, that's really cool. Just, like, praise yourself, like, even just for, like, finishing, like, a commitment. Like, college is a commitment. Job training and, like, building a resume is a commitment. You are, like, you have, like, this good karma that's coming up. It's you seeing a commitment all the way through, which is really, really cool. And, like, that should give you a little high. And I want you to lean into it because that's really, 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 really cool. And perseverant of you. You have stuck with a thing. You did the thing. Or you will have had done the thing. But there's something here, you fight for yourself to get yourself these things and you don't celebrate them when you get to the top of the mountain, and you really, really should, okay? Because because otherwise you're just moving through the motions and you deserve to celebrate yourself. And it's not narcissistic or anything or selfish or anything. If you like bust your ass for years to work towards something that like you put time and energy into. You deserve to celebrate it, and you deserve to be celebrated. If you get your first job, you deserve to be celebrated. Okay? I'm celebrating you now. I wish I had like a kazoo or like confetti or something. I don't. But I would absolutely be using it, okay? Because my pile 3 is amazing, achieves so much, is such a loyal friend, but most importantly, you show loyalty to yourself. I just want you to be a little bit louder about it if you can. Be a little bit louder. We can't hear you in the back. Come on. We can't hear you in the back. Can I get a oh yeah? Oh yeah! Okay. Pile 3, I love you so very much. Ace of Cups is such a sweet card to pull for like the constant energy you have too. And maybe you helped other people get to the same point you're ending up at. And they're going to celebrate you, so let them. Stop steering the conversation away from you, please, when you achieve something. Because you work just as hard as others. Harder if you took out time to help them and still somehow had time for yourself. You're beautiful, pile 3, and you should know it and you should hear it. And I wish you lived from it. But I think if you let yourself be celebrated this time, you can take steps towards it, okay? Even just giving yourself a pat on the back right now. It is such a privilege to be annoyed that you are still stuck in the same place after you've done all the work in a place you once wanted to be to get from point A to point B. It's such a privilege to be annoyed with this, towards this, when that experience is something you once wanted. I think that's so special. And sometimes we forget it because we're so excited about like our end destination. We're like, oh, I want it to be over. I want it to be over. I want the thing. But you have stuck with it the whole time, seen this commitment through, and are going here. I think that is so cool. I hope you do too. You put time, effort, and love into something. That's amazing. And it's paying off. 9 of Pentacles. But your 5th card is going to be a practical way to harness and positively impact others with one of your passions or part of your identity. So really just who you are. Something that you do actively or something that is part of you that like inspires people around you, strangers, friends, people you don't know, people who find your TikToks online, whoever it is. But like random people, the people you know, but like how you like a practical way to harness and positively impact all those people. Give it one more good shuffle. The Death card. Immediately, you may give really good advice, but I do want to look at... Strangely enough, I think you teach other people not to let themselves be disrespected. You are the type to tell your friend, like, dump him. You are the type to tell your friend, like, dump him. I think you definitely clock the tea on your friends and the people in your life, and you're like, hey, like, if you're not happy, change it. Like, if you're not happy, change it. I love you, baby girl, but, like, if you're not happy, change it. Because with the Death card here, the Death card for me a lot of times says something to me about somebody having courage. And I definitely think you do. Just because, like I said, you are not afraid to lose something if it's making you feel terrible. You are not afraid to learn how to provide for yourself if the alternative is feeling terrible. And you push other people to be that same way. And I think it's out of a protection for people you love, but I also think you want to see the people, this ties back to this card here, where you're like, you're not no nonsense, and like, you know how to laugh, and like, I don't think like your friendships are like super duper serious. Like, I don't think you're having like TED Talks every night, because like, I don't even really think you like that all the time. But I do think like you'll clock a friend's tea. You'll be like, okay, you're coming to me complaining about this man every single day for like 4 weeks now. Dump him. Like, things like that. You could be as direct as that or nicer. But I definitely think it's like, sometimes it's like hard news to deliver, but I do think because of how big your heart is, you usually deliver things with humor and with laughter. And I don't know, you tell people, and maybe this is something you say all the time, but like, starting over is not a bad thing, because that's what I think of with the flag here. The Grim Reaper is like coming in like on his horse with the flag, and he's showing like this priest and everybody on the card it's over, and then the sun is in the background. So I really just think because you are unafraid of change and always unafraid of starting over, it bristles off on other people. And you may be like too direct and like too blunt for like certain people. Maybe you have lost friendships and such and things like that before. Not everybody is always ready to grow on a certain timeline. But I definitely think you are unafraid of it, and you have some real people in your corner who aren't either. That you still push and care for. And like, it's almost like inadvertently, because I think people admire your power. I think they admire your inner resolve to be like, this is not working for me. This is making me feel terrible. I'm sorry. Dope. Gotta go. Like, I definitely think, this is like for sure like air energy to me. Cancer. I don't know why I said Cancer. Libra, and then I was going to say Aquarius. That all makes a lot of sense to me here. And you could be any of that, but there is lots of air and water here. Like something about you that like positively impacts the world. I also think some of you have really nice tattoos. Hey. But with the death card, yes, I definitely think you just kind of emanate power and like fearlessness. You are not afraid to lose something if it's making you miserable, and I think you are constantly changing. You are not afraid of change. And it rubs off on other people because they recognize it. You know, you might drop somebody who wasn't treating you well, but because they weren't meeting your needs. But sometimes people respect you more if you drop them than if you stick around and like accept like poor treatment. Like, sometimes it makes people respect you more to lose you than keep you on the hook, then like keep you on a leash, like following them around. And I do think it inspires other people, and I do think you give some really sound advice to other people with the death card here, because it's just, it's knowing and it's cleansing, and it always means like a renewal and a change after. I think you transform a lot. And I also think it's part of like where you get your persistence from. Maybe some growth that you've had in your life has been out of spite. But I definitely think with the Nine of Pentacles, it's led you to the right places and it's put you in the right rooms. because it's still driven by your wants and like what you really, really want at your core. Your heart can't lead you wrong. I feel like you listen to your heart. Because you're so in tune with yourself. I feel like it comes so easily to you. That's what I'm getting with all of your tarot cards. I definitely think you are not a jarring presence in people's lives, but you inspire them to step up and do better for themselves. And like when they are low energy, you help them do better for themselves. But never in like an overbearing way. Because the Ace of Cups comes from a pure place. I am going to get into all of your oracle cards. All of these decks are pink too because this is a self-love space for you, okay? This is a little pink sanctuary for you, okay? But I always love to start with these first. These are just like, they're so cute. They have like pink like fairy wings on the back and hearts and stuff. Give these a good shuffle. Ooh, bonk. Okay. Slow down, softness is your strength. This could be relating to the Ace of Swords and you like feeling like you're ready to leave something. I want you to really, really feel into, maybe you're even like separating from friends or something for some of you because of this change, because this thing is ending. I want to tell you that like, don't spend more time crying than you do connecting with these people if you're going to have a separation with them pretty soon. Make that time about being with them. And somebody needs to hear that like you can still like protect your friends from afar. But also I do think there's a sense here of slow down, softness is your strength, of needing to slow down and like soak up the experiences you're still having. Okay? Think of every day you're still in this spot or still in this energy or still in the same place as a day working as a food critic, okay? Try every little thing, soak up every little moment, soak up every little part, because soon you're not going to have it. Okay, soak up like every little morsel, every little piece of garlic, just because like you will never have like the exact same people around you in the exact same space again. With like these moons here, and a reminder that like you are whole, and you have a plan for like where you're going next and everything. And put slow down, softness is your strength. I feel like you guys don't let yourselves do that a lot. Slow down, softness is your strength. I also am going to be pulling you a Starseed Oracle card. I love the backs because they're like pink and turquoise and stuff and like really, really Gorgina. Just like you, pile 3, Gorgina. Okay. The Void, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So I will say the Void very often is us on the precipice of like change. All paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within, the 7 star sisters, birthing creation's tapestry of life expression. So this to me is like a turning point in your life, and that's why it's a great time to be tender with yourself and soak up all the good things you have around you. The Void can be annoying, The void, stop, embrace winter, great cosmic womb. So a lot of times that means like an ending is coming, but it's a portal to something else. That's this little dot right here. And things like that. So like things are shifting and things are moving and you are growing up in some capacity. But it is a time to be gentle with yourself and move through things, because I feel like this independence is something you want. But like if you don't appreciate it, this last little bit of time, you're going to be like, where'd it go? So like now is the time for like being around your friends. Now is the time for like celebrating your own achievements and really, really taking care of yourself and soaking up every piece of joy you have in this space right now. Because the void means it's going to be empty in a while and you're going to be ready to move on to something new. And it's okay to like experience grief over that. But if you wrap up every experience you can by living it to its fullest, there's going to be a lot less of that. And you're just going to be left with a feeling of like conclusion, like a book closing. I also am going to pull some of these love Island Time Wellness cards. And they are love related, but I don't read them that way because I do all self-love-ies readings. This is a space for you, your time and your heart. Not your man, not your girl, not anybody. I just like these because they are pink front and back. So I kind of apply them to the situation I'm reading on with that lens, but they are very cute. So I'm going to pull 2 for you. I really just feel like you are in like an important segment of your life right now. Like it's the same thing was kind of all over this reading. Okay. We have Team Awesome, healthy and open communication, spending time together, compatible, on the same page. And then for one more, some of you are just scared of like distancing from your community. I will say my sister has a best friend she's known since high school. And they're both in their late 20s now and still friends. So it is possible. It's about consistency and showing up for each other. We also have the Siren, alluring, seductive, enticing, mysterious, threatening, rebellious, and vindictive. That one, I'm not really sure what's up. It'll come to me. Maybe you and somebody you care about are just going down completely different paths. Like with this adjustment that's coming up for you. With the Siren and everything here. I want to tell you that like what doesn't matter when it comes to like maintaining friendships and community is the paths your life are taking. What matters is that you still share the same values and you are showing up for each other. That's a lifelong friend. And sometimes distance drives people apart, that's true. But it doesn't have to for a while if you don't let it, because a lot of times when something changes like that, it happens organically. But right now, like I said, what you can do and what you can control is just making time with somebody and spending it fruitfully in a way that is making memories for you and for them and is meaningful. That's what I'm feeling from those. I am going to cast you some charms in this little bowl my best friend gave me for Christmas, okay? And if you are not familiar with charm reading, basically I take however many charms, toss them in here, and based off of the meaning I've like assigned like to all of them, give you an extra little message, okay? It's like plucking out names for the Hunger Games, like out of the bowl. Hold on. Ooh, I still got some of the same ones. Maybe you were losing a way you once connected to somebody, and you were scared of your identity changing, with the masquerade mask flipped over here in the DNA thing. You are going to change. You are going to change, but that doesn't mean your attachments and the people most important to you have to go anywhere. But you are going to change. With like the Nine of Pentacles here and like your like independence blooming and everything, change is coming. I'll tell you that, but I will say your values don't have to change, and what you live your life by doesn't have to change just because your circumstances are, or because you're getting older, or because you are changing what you fill your time up with. Okay, because the core here stays the same. The core here of you with the slow down softness as your strength card here, your core stays the same. Just what you fill your life up with changes. And what your priorities become changes. You do not change. Your heart does not change. This Ace of Cups is never changing. It's evergreen. With the spider reverse here, that makes me think of our connections and like unnecessary worry about you not being able to balance a really important person or a really important thing in your life anymore. Because it may become more difficult, but it doesn't become impossible. You find ways around it to make things work. You get resourceful to maintain it. But your authenticity is not going anywhere. That's not leaving. Yeah! Yeah! Okay. I am going to pull you, just so we end this on a lighthearted note, but kind of treat this like homework, okay? Because you're a diva and you deserve self-care and pampering and time put into yourself and everything. So I have these beautiful, gorgeous self-care cards. So there's like music on here, be still, beauty ritual, abundance planning, soaking in a bath, all this really fun stuff. So like if you don't take notes and like if you just sat down and listen to this for fun, because honestly that's how it should be. I hope you can treat this as homework and take whatever I pull for you in and do something nice for yourself, that for your future self that like pours time into you. Okay, but I am going to give these a good shuffle because I did, maybe it was supposed to be that way, but I did pull the plan a vacation card for both piles before you, so I want to make sure these are like mixed good. Because I love you, pile 3. I hope you like my little charm dish. It like matches my whole vibe, and my best friend just makes the coolest air dry clay stuff. feel like some of you have a creative hobby you can tap into just to cope with. Let me see. Because I'll pull you two. Okay, we have one. So family. Beautiful. And remember, this can also be chosen family. And then we also have make a meal. Maybe that is a way you celebrate your achievements. Maybe something you love to do is cook or bake. And then on the bottom we have read. So like if you've been needing to catch up on emails or anything and that's a practical thing for you. But with the family card here, definitely I think you are craving connecting with your people if there's some sort of adjustment, because I see so much of your anxiety here. But like I said, family is not blood, so it can be, but not always. So whoever this is for you, that you want to show up for, that you want to be around with, make time with them right now. And then with make a meal, I feel like I told you to celebrate yourself when this comes in. And I really think make a meal here might be a way you celebrate yourself. You know, maybe you have all of your friends over and cook or barbecue for them. Maybe if you're graduating college, maybe you make your friends drinks when they come over, whatever it is. But like, I think it's relaxing for you. I think it brings people together. And I also think it's a love language for you to do acts of service for the people around you, because of what I picked up earlier on in the reading about you just being so helpful as a person too. I do love you so very much. My greatest love goes to you, pile 3. This is always a pink Barbie core psychic sanctuary for you and a soft place to land. My name is Courtney. I love you so very much and wish you the best in whatever endeavor this is, and wish you so much love with the people who are important to you. I think you are an absolute diva. I adore you. My channel and what I put on here all the time is always self-love readings. If you want to be part of that, if you want a safe space for you, subscribe to me, comment, say hi. I say hi back. I love you so very much. You are so special, and your energy is so unforgettable. I adore you. Thank you for being here. This is always a soft place to land. I love